Yeah, this is case number 266 on the calendar in the matter of Oravec versus Oravec. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, sir.
Mr. Oravec, the defendant is your former wife.
Yes, ma'am.
How long were you married?
Almost 7 years.
And you have 2 children.
Yes, we do.
Recently divorced, and you, after a custody trial, you obtained custody of the 2 children. How old are they?
5 and 7 years, ma'am.
Your lawsuit claims, Mr. Oravec, that your wife has embarked upon a campaign to file allegations alleging domestic violence, alleging abuse of the children, etc., causing you to spend a substantial amount of money for attorneys. All of those allegations were ultimately dismissed, proven unfounded, and you want your former wife to compensate you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. Oravec says that everything she said was true, and she is a good mother, and she has an absolute responsibility to report any instances of abuse of her children and abuse of herself. I gather from your complaint that this situation is exacerbated by the fact that your former wife is now either living with or engaged to be married to your brother. That's you. Is that right?
Yes.
Are you twins?
No. No.
No. How far apart are you?
2
in
years.
age? And I assume you don't speak.
No.
For how long?
Since the affair was found in my house.
And when was that?
Back in February last year.
And when were you divorced?
The divorce was entered in June 2nd, 2003.
And when were you ultimately awarded custody of the children?
Custody was done June 23rd. It was filed of 2004.
Between June of 2003 and June of 2004, with whom were the children living?
They were living with her primary.
There was a custody trial?
No, ma'am. There was a settlement.
And what did you agree to in the settlement, Ms. Oravec?
I agreed to maintain joint custody with David, as well as switching primary residency over to him on information that the law guardian had given me, stating that he was not allowed to make any changes regarding the children without first clarifying it with me.
Don't qualify what you're saying to me. You agreed that the children's primary custodian would be their father.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Can I say something? Right? The reason that we went to court is because there's 8 circumstances which warrant a change of custody of emotional abuse towards the children, and we agreed upon this because she agreed upon it because she didn't want to go to trial.
I assume, Mr. Oravec, that the recommendation of the children's attorney
Yes.
was that the children be in your primary physical
Yes, they were,
custody.
Your Honor.
And that would have been dispositive in all probability at a hearing. Otherwise, was there any other reason that you gave up physical custody of the children?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because you had had physical custody of the children for a year.
I was too afraid of the punishment I might get if I hadn't given up custody of them.
That, madam, is baloney.
You may think so, ma'am, but it's not.
Baloney. Okay. Let's get to the first allegation, sir, that caused you to retain an attorney.
That was back in June 18th. She filed a violation.
You have to give me a year.
June 18, 2003. Sorry, ma'am. She filed with CPS, and then she filed the order of protection.
Okay. Do you have those reports?
Yes, I have everything. Here's the order of protection, dismissed and everything, and here's the unfounded reports from CPS.
Can I see?
Here's the amended temporary order of protection that I had too also.
Just a second. You said it was in June of 2003. I have a letter here dated September of 2003, which indicates from Child Protective Services that you are the subject of a report of suspected child abuse, and I assume that it was you who made that report.
No, ma'am.
Who was it?
It was the children's pediatrician.
When did you take the children to the pediatrician, and why?
I took the children to the pediatrician on June 16th of 2003 because they had come home from a weekend with their father covered in mosquito bites, my daughter particularly, and several bruises, one of which was so large on her leg that it looked like the size of the fist, and that's what the doctor had recorded.
Mosquito bites?
22 to be exact.
Oh, okay.
As well as sunburn to the point where their skin was peeling.
Now this is interesting. Just a second. September 11th, 2003 is when they notify you that there was a report. But then I have a letter dated August 30th, 2003, which indicates that they've done an investigation and they find that there is no credible evidence was found that the children were abused or maltreated, and therefore the report has been determined unfounded. How many reports were filed?
2 altogether. One was done back in February. Way before that.
Well, that's what I want to know. There was
yeah,
one
I may
in
have had the
February.
paperwork.
Shh.
Sorry.
Because you can't have an unfounded letter that's dated before the report. So there was a prior report in February. Who filed the prior report?
That was done through CPS automatically because we were both arrested at our household for a domestic. She was charged with 3 charges, and I was charged with protecting myself.
What's next?
Well, since then, Your Honor, she's engaged in another filing false petitions against me now ever since I've been awarded custody of the children. And she has done nothing but, in that last year, harassed me by going to child support and saying I'm not paying child support, which I have court documents saying that I was not willfully trying to disobey a court order.
What was the child support order?
First it was $90 a week, then I agreed to pay $100, and then I agreed to pay $150, and then because we kept going back and forth to court, she wouldn't stop filing. So they said it was not willful, and then child support, and then I was...
Just a minute. When there were orders in effect for $90, $100, and $150 a week, did you make regular payments pursuant to those orders?
I constantly keep paying.
It's not true, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
He says he wasn't in willful violation of the support order because he told the court that he didn't have a job. He owns his own business.
Just a second. Did you ever tell the court that you couldn't pay this order because
No, I did
you
not,
were
ma'am.
not working?
No, I did not.
Transcripts.
That was never an issue, like not paying child support.
He said he wasn't working at the time. He even had his father in court to verify that he wasn't working.
That sounds like a hard story for her to make up, sir. Listen to me.
I'm listening.
He also...
Very easy to verify. Did you ever have your father in court and testify in court that you were either unemployed or didn't receive any income? Did you or did you not? The answer is either yes or no. It's very easy for me to pick up a phone and find out.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
He, at that time, had obtained a new boat, a new camper, various new home improvements to his house, and the judge asked him where did these belongings come from. He claimed that they were his brothers, his little brothers, that he wasn't
Somebody
working.
Else. So he was playing around with child support.
Right, that he wasn't working, and he was $2,300 in arrears at that point. At this point,
do you have any documentation?
I didn't bring it. I didn't think it'd be brought up here.
At the time that you took him to court, he
Right.
was $2,300 in arrears. I believe her.
He is currently $700 in arrears.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I have no idea why you gave him up in the first place.
Because I was stupid. Very, very stupid and scared.
If you were very, very stupid, you can't inflict your stupidity on the children.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
David Oravec says his ex-wife, Maria Oravec, owes for legal fees and harassment. David claims Maria has been filing false reports with Child Protective Services.
Now, how much do you pay?
We don't pay any
How
kind...
much? Shh, listen to me. How much do you pay in child? Not we. How much do you pay in child support?
Neither one of us pay child support to each other.
You don't. He doesn't have to pay child support to you. He is the primary physical custodian of the children. You're supposed to pay child support to him.
He's never requested it.
Oh, Mrs. Orvik, he doesn't have to request it. You're supposed to pay it. You're supposed to give him money because he's taking care of the children. So stop complaining and fetching to me that he's $700 behind in child support. Do you work?
No, ma'am.
Get a job!
I have a job. I have 2 children.
You are not the children's primary physical caretaker.
But
Get
they're
a
with
job
me
and
daily.
support them. That's your job. So stop fetching to me that he's behind in child support. You have as much of an obligation to pay for the children when they're in his custody as he had to pay for the children when they were in your custody.
He didn't pay when they were in my custody.
And you don't pay a dime when they're in his custody.
I purchase everything for them outright.
I've heard that. Listen to me. You know how many times I've heard that from fathers who weren't primary physical custodians? I buy diapers, and I buy milk, and I buy things for them, and I take them to the movies. That's not support. Get a job and support them. Now, when was the next order of protection that was filed, sir?
Oh, there was no more after that.
So what are you complaining about?
Because she constantly keeps bringing me back and forth to court. Now, even after I was awarded custody of the children, she filed another petition against me to try and get modification of the custody of the children again.
Let me see it.
I mean, it's a nonstop battle of
Let me see
harassment
it.
and attorney fees that I got to keep paying.
Well, what is this?
So now here's another petition.
Yes,
Like I
what?
said, with that last false petition or filed, there was a court order ordering us that we cannot go to the court for relief for 18 months unless we've attended Catholic charities. We did not attend Catholic Charities, so she filed that petition in order. That was dismissed because of that.
Oh, so this was dismissed?
Yes, it was, because she went against a court order.
Your Honor,
and they
he
told
keeps
her.
dodging Catholic Charities mediation program. He refuses to schedule. He refuses to pin down a date. He refuses to pay the $30 that it costs to go through mediation. He won't pin anything down just so he can avoid losing the kids. He knows he stands a substantial chance of losing these children now.
I have no idea why you gave them up in the first place.
Because I was stupid. Very, very stupid and scared.
Well, then, you know, if you were very, very stupid, you can't... Put your hand down.
Oh, sorry.
If you were very, very stupid, you can't inflict your stupidity on the children. Right
No,
now,
I
the
can't.
children are living with their father. And
They're living with both of us, ma'am. They go back and forth each week.
You mean 1 week they live with you and 1 week they live with him?
A 5- and 7-year-old have to get carted around every other week. It's not good for them.
That's what you agreed to. Listen, if that's what you agreed to, and if you don't believe it's good for them, then they should stay with their father.
He's not good for them, ma'am.
Listen, if you're their mother, and you voluntarily settled this matter, and I'm not going into it because to me, you had custody for a year. There was something that happened that convinced you that it would not be in your best interest to proceed to a trial in this case, a trial that you would clearly lose, because otherwise, unless you suffered a substantial breakdown mentally, you would not concede custody to the father who did not have custody. So there was something that you did or something that the court could have determined, and I'm not sure what it was.
I have it.
Well, you have a report?
Yes, I do. I have
Can
the
I
report
see it?
right here.
He
Let me see it.
alleges abuse, Your Honor, but they're
No.
just
Let me see it.
allegations, and it's
This one right here.
nonsense.
The mother has engaged in a course of conduct designed to alienate the children from their father, and it goes on to list 6 instances where she has done that. The family court judge, in modifying the order of custody, clearly found that there was a change in circumstances sufficient to change the judgment of divorce and to modify the judgment of divorce, and ordered as follows. On consent of the parties, the mother and father shall continue joint custody of the minor children, with the children to reside with the father. That's what you consented to. And the judge found that there was a basis for that. Listen to me. You haven't established to my satisfaction anything as egregious as to require me to direct her to pay you for filing false charges against you. But I do suggest, sir, that you have the right to seek financial support from your former wife. She has an obligation to support these children just as you did when they were living with her. And I suggest that if you want to pursue that, you should go to Catholic Charities, proceed with whatever mediation there is in Catholic Charities, and then file a petition seeking child support, unless you are an independently wealthy person. Are you?
No, I'm not, ma'am.
Good. Then
According
do
to
it.
him,
That's
he
all.
is.
Out.
Thank you, ma'am.
He's excused.
Where's
You
her
may step out.
$12,000?
A very brilliant woman. I'm just glad that she sees the truth like everybody else has.
Once again, David has convinced someone that he's Mr. Charming, and he's not.
She's pregnant with a child that's not even his now. And my concern is how she's going to bring another child into this world when she can't even take care of the 2 children she has right now.
That's why Daniel and I are involved. He got me out of an abusive relationship. He saw his brother beating me up. His own brother can't stand him.
Well, they're sick. There's nothing else to say.
We're going to have a nice little family once we can get someone else out of our lives and have him move on.
You know, the devil works in mysterious ways. Unfortunately, it's influenced them. Nothing I can do about it.
No, I just figure it this way. I married a boob and ended up with the prize.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Stewart versus Stubbs. Step forward.
Parks manager Randy Stewart is suing 28-year-old travel coordinator Sonia Stubbs for damage to his home caused by a golf ball. Sonia says Randy was taking a chance by owning a home on a golf course.
Mr. Stewart, you own a home that's situated on a golf course. Is that right?
That's right.
Where is that, sir?
North Carolina.
Is it a nice golf course?
It's an average golf course.
And is it a nice house?
It's an average house.
And Mrs. Stubbs was playing golf on the golf course.
Yes, ma'am.
And she was playing a very average game.
Yes, ma'am.
On the average course, where your average house overlooks what fairway?
17.
And Miss Stubbs took a shot, and the golf ball hit your house.
Correct.
You claim causing some damage to the house.
Yes.
And Miss Stubbs says, when you buy a house situated on a golf course, you have to expect that every once in a while your house is going to get hit with a golf ball. Sort of like you assume the risk when you buy a house on a golf course that golf balls don't always hit their mark, and it's possible that your house is going to be damaged. That's your defense.
Yes, ma'am.
I just like to go through the simplistic
Pictures.
part of the case because it seemed to me from reading complaint and the answer that there wasn't much of a dispute with regard to certain facts. She hit the ball, she heard it hit something, you found the siding damaged.
Correct. Immediately after the ball hit the house.
Okay. Now, when I read this, Miss Stubbs, I was trying to think of an analogy for you.
Okay.
Let's say you purchase a house near an airport. You know those planes come in and out, and some big planes and some little planes. Right? And lo and behold, one day you come home and you find that this nice little 3-bedroom ranch that you left in the morning when you went to work is no longer there. Because right smack in the middle of the living room is a little twin-engine plane that missed its mark. And you say, well, I'm going to sue the owner of that plane. He walked away scot-free. I have no house. The owner of the plane says to you, listen, you buy a house near an airport. Planes come in and out. And you have to expect every once in a while there's going to be an accident because not every plane's going to hit its mark. May not happen all the time. A couple of times a year. Once every 2 years. And when it does, you have assumed the risk. So, Miss Stubbs, when you buy a house on a golf course, what you're doing is saying, I like to play golf, I like to look at golf. People who play golf, who are good golfers, usually hit their mark. Their mark is not the side of my house. The mark is either the green, the fairway, the rough, whatever, but it's not the side of my house. So just like the twin-engine prop that hit the middle of somebody's living room, of your living room, the owner of that plane would be responsible for the damage to your house. You are responsible for the damage to Mr. Stewart's house in the amount of $385, which is your estimate. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Hello? Shh.
Yeah, this is case number 262 in the matter of Allen versus K.V. Harris.
Thank you.
Quite welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Allen, you had a brother who recently passed away, rather young, I assume. He had diabetes and he went into a diabetic coma. The defendants were friends of his, and according to your complaint, they took a television set at your request when they were cleaning out his apartment. You said that you wanted $800 for the television set. They say that they were good friends, they did an awful lot of things for your brother, and that they can't believe that you are actually suing them for this $800 for this television set. When were you notified that your brother was hospitalized?
I was in the Caribbean at the time when he was hospitalized.
You were on vacation?
Right, with my son. I didn't find out when he was in a coma until July 3rd when he was.
When did he go to the hospital?
The prior Thursday before that July 3rd is when I found him in the diabetic coma. 2 or 3 days before she even knew her brother was in a coma.
How many siblings are there?
Well, there was 4, and now there's 3.
Where are your parents?
My mom passed away last year, and I haven't seen my dad really for 23 years. He showed up for my brother's memorial, and that was it.
How old was your brother?
He was 30.
Was he ever married?
No.
Did he have any children?
No, he didn't.
Did he leave a will?
No, he didn't.
Tell me, Miss Allen, how it came about that the defendants got possession of this television set.
Gaetano had stated to me that
Who's Gaetano?
Right here, Your Honor.
Gaetano said that he wanted...
He had talked to my brother Billy on the 25th of June. That was a Friday, the day that I left for the Caribbean. Gaetano had stated that my brother wanted me to have the TV if anything were to happen to him.
Is that what you told her?
Yes, it was.
He had also some really high powered gas RC cars, and he said that Gaetano was to have those.
I don't know what an RC car is.
Remote control gas-powered cars.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm just telling you.
thank you. Okay, and according to you, her brother had said that he wanted his sister, this sister, to have the TV. Now, that's not necessarily binding, but it's something that he said to you.
Right.
That is correct.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so when we sat and we were clearing out Billy's apartment, we had a 32-inch TV that Billy had given to me. I told her that Billy wanted her to have the big screen. Her reaction was, I don't want the big screen. It doesn't fit in my apartment. So I said, why don't you take the 32-inch and we'll take the big screen. She agreed. No money was ever talked about, no money was ever included.
Okay. Did you take a 32-inch television from your brother's house?
I took it from my son.
But it was your television?
Correct. Billy had owed me money because we were the ones who took him to the hospital and paid for his insulin. We were the ones that always got him to the hospital. Matter of fact, his The plaintiff was the one who called us, said, my brother's not feeling well. Can you go over there and check on him and get him to the hospital?
Okay, well, fine.
I have a tape saying that they were going to pay for the TV and that they thought it was too much money, so they decided that they weren't going to pay for it.
Okay, I'd like to hear that tape.
Hey, Jen, this is Allison. We just got your message. We actually talked about it and decided that we're not going to pay you for the TV because $800 is too much. We told you that we would pay you $5 or $6, I think it was, at the beginning, and you said no, that you wanted $8. And well, you know, we've been friends with Billy forever. We took care of him when he was sick. We did everything for him. You guys weren't there for him. We were there for him. And by the way, we'd rather give Diane and Roger the money for the TV than you, because you're not dealing with any of this fairly. So if you have any questions, just give us a call back. Bye.
Well, that tape clearly indicates that you had an intention to pay for the television.
This is how the conversation took place. She calls us after she gave us the TV. She says, well, you know what, we found somebody that will buy the TV for $1,200. But since you were friends, we'll give it to you for $800. So this shocked us. We're like, wait a minute, I thought it was an even exchange. You know, I thought we were done. So we tried to negotiate with her and say, you know what, $800's just too much. Plus the TV was only originally worth around $1,300. No, we're not paying $800. So we tried to negotiate and lower the price. How far did the plaintiff go down? $750. Billy's family abandoned him. We were his family. We took him to the hospital. I called his family and told them that Billy's not doing well. He needs somebody to check on him every day. He's not going to make it a month if somebody does not. Okay? So anyways, she goes off to the Caribbean on the cruise. I go to check on him while she's out dancing in the Caribbean to see how he's doing. Okay? He's in a diabetic coma, panting, eyes glazed over.
Just a second.
He's dancing.
How sick was your brother when you left?
He was getting better. I talked to the hospital when he was released. They said he was fine. They sent him home with my other brother. My other brother took him home, and he was doing better. I talked to him that Friday.
Who is this?
This is my sister.
How far did she live from your brother?
Approximately 140 miles.
Who lives closest?
I live right downstairs below him.
When was he released from the hospital?
He was released the prior week, probably around June 20th.
Can I add how he...
No.
Okay.
Now, Miss Allen, what provisions did you make for somebody to check in on your brother every day while you were on vacation?
My brother Roger was supposed to check on him, and he actually said he went up there on July...
Where does your brother Roger live?
He lives in the same apartment building as well.
Okay. So your brother Roger was supposed to check on him every day?
Right.
But clearly did not.
He said he went up there and he thought he heard my brother like shuffle, like make a moaning sound, like go away type thing on probably, it was June 30th. He went up there and my brother was just like making a noise just to like go away. He doesn't want anybody visiting him. So he didn't go any further from that.
Wait a minute, can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
Her brother did go up there only because he called Gaetano to see what Gaetano was up to for the night, and we asked about Billy. We said, have you checked on your brother today? And he said, I haven't been over there in 2 or 3 days. You know, and we both work full time. And I said, well, get over there and check on him. You live right downstairs from him. So Roger hung up the phone with us, went up to Billy's, tapped on the window, heard him breathing, which he was actually already in the coma, calls us back, says, oh, I heard him breathing, he's fine. So we just assumed, well, we'll go check on him in the morning before work. He goes over there on his way to work the next day, finds Billy laying in his bed in a diabetic coma. Of course, he's breathing really deep, and you can hear that, but that's what he did. Nobody had checked on him.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your useless brother who went down and checked and said, he sounds like he's breathing, he must be okay, is just that useless.
And later today...
She just gets really drunk and starts freaking out, screaming.
Just tell me what happened to the door.
She just fell through the door. She just fell through it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Janice Allen says former friends Allison Cavey and Gaetano Harris owe for the return of her late brother's TV. The couple says they were like family to Janice's brother.
Now, it seems to me, Miss Allen, that the defendants were not related to your brother by blood, but took better care of him than his own family.
I was with my brother almost every day when I was there.
Did you take him to his doctor's appointments?
He didn't have any doctor's appointments.
We took him to some.
She actually called us one time, Your Honor, when Billy wasn't feeling well and said, can you check on Billy? I think he needs to go to the hospital.
No, I didn't ask you to check on him.
You did.
Just a second.
I simply...
Listen to me. Shh. Listen to me. Did you call them and ask them to empty out his apartment?
No, I didn't.
They asked for help.
Did you call and ask
I
for
asked
help?
for help for the television. That was it. And they didn't help with anything else.
Listen to me, Miss Allen. It sounds to me as if you're making a lot of excuses for people who were very kind to your brother while he was alive. Your useless brother who went down and checked and said, he sounds like he's breathing, he must be okay, is just that useless. You, within a week of your brother being released from the hospital, took your son on vacation to the Caribbean.
I called them, Your Honor, because...
Just a minute, you called them for what?
Because I could not get my brother down the stairs to take him to the hospital.
So you called to help?
I called for help. Exactly.
Good.
I'm a single
Good.
mom.
So what are you doing here talking about a television that you
Because
have no
I gave
legal...
them-
Hey, you have no legal right to sue for this television. And I would strongly suggest to you that since your brother relied on strangers to take care of him and fill in when his blood family could not, you think twice about bothering courts with this kind of lawsuit. Your lawsuit's dismissed, that's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. This is my best friend.
I was there every day.
I'm going to remember the last birthday I spent with him.
I went and talked to him and everything, every single day.
How he smiled and he had a good time and we sang karaoke. That's what I'm going to remember.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Rogers versus Munyon, step forward, please.
19-year-old student Brittany Rogers is suing her former roommate, 21-year-old student Rachel Munyon, for unpaid rent, household costs, and damages to the apartment. Brittany says during a drunken episode, Rachel fell through their screen door.
Miss Rogers, you and the defendant were roommates. You claim she owes you for first month's rent on the apartment, which she never paid. She owes you her half of some household items that you purchased when you moved into the apartment, and that she caused some damage to the apartment in a temper tantrum, and you want her to pay for that too because you had that deducted from security.
That's correct.
Miss Munyon says she was totally paid up in her rent. She doesn't owe you a dime. You used a stolen credit card to pay for the household items, and that she never caused any damage to the apartment.
Yes.
Okay. When did you move in together?
We moved in halfway through June of 2003, and I paid the first months of the rent. It was a partial month of $777.
Okay. First month's rent, $777. So
I paid $277 of that, and she paid $500 of that.
how did you pay
That's
the
not true.
$277?
We wanted to get an apartment together, and her parents wouldn't sign, so my dad signed the lease so we could move in. And my dad told her that if he signed the lease, that she would pay the $500 and that I would pay the rest
No,
of the
that is not
$277.
true.
Don't speak.
That I would pay the rest of the $277. So
So your
she
father,
wanted to get an
I'm
apartment really
speaking,
bad.
so your father in effect took a fee
Yeah.
for co-signing.
yeah, they made an agreement.
Oh, step up, sir. You're the father. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you take a fee for co-signing for this apartment?
I didn't take a fee to co-sign for the apartment. What I did was we had a verbal agreement that if I co-signed for the apartment, Brittany would be responsible for the deposit on the apartment.
For the
Which I was
deposit? Shut!
Sorry.
If you co-signed that she'd be responsible for the security deposit. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much was the security deposit?
$750.
Who paid that?
I did.
Good. Well, that was your agreement, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Well, your daughter got the story a little bit confused. Thank you very much. You may be seated now.
Okay.
Listen to me. Your father's agreement had nothing to do with paying $500 and you paying $277. Your father said that he would co-sign for the apartment. The condition of his co-signing for the apartment would be that the plaintiff put down the security deposit. Period. So you were confused.
Okay.
Let's go to next. Household goods. Did you use a stolen credit card to purchase the household
No,
goods?
I have my bank statements right here showing the places.
Well, tell
showing
me
the-
what you know about the stolen credit card, my dear,
There-
because she didn't make this up out of nowhere, I don't think.
There was a stolen credit card, and I did purchase items on a stolen credit card, which I was criminally prosecuted for, and I served my 6 months probation and did my community service for that.
Who'd you steal the credit card from?
A girl that I went to high school with. It was a back and forth thing. She stole money from me. I stole that from her. It was between me and her.
Wonderful. Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Every Tuesday, he was supposed to pay me $50.
That sound familiar, sir?
Yes.
Good. That's all you had to say.
And
Yes
he-
sounds right.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brittany Rogers says ex-roommate Rachel Munyon owes for rent, unpaid household costs, and damages to their apartment. Brittany says Rachel has a drinking problem.
All right. Let's go to the damage to the home.
Rachel has a big drinking problem. At first, when we moved in together, I was under the impression that she had kind of cleaned up her act. She told me this total story about her boyfriend and all this.
Just give me a break. Would you just tell me what she damaged?
So basically, she got really drunk and she fell through the screen door and broke it in our apartment complex.
Well, tell me exactly what happened.
We just had some friends over. We'd all been kind of drinking, and Rachel, I mean, obviously she's kind of a small person. She can't take that much, and she just gets really drunk and starts freaking out, screaming.
Just tell me what happened to the door.
She just fell through the door. She just fell through it. I mean,
did you hurt yourself?
No, I didn't fall through the door.
And you say you didn't fall through the door?
The screen door was only off the track, and there was like a little rip at the top.
Well, how'd that happen?
Just from people going in and out of it. I mean, we're both young. We both had people over there at the time.
What else?
And also, when she was really drunk, I actually had traffic school the next morning, and she was.
What'd you have traffic school for?
I was going 46 and a 35. So, and she was, you know, drunk again, coming in my room, bugging me. I told her to get out. She comes and flings my door open and pushed it against the wall so hard that the door stopper went through the door and put a hole in it.
So did you fix it?
The landlord fixed it and charged me for it.
Let me see. Why didn't you fix it?
I didn't really know how.
How to do it? You get a little thing in a tube, you put it in the wall, you go like this, and you fix it.
Why? The landlord fixed it.
We finished second bedroom door, stained with unknown white substance. What was that?
That was from a shoe rack that she had over the door that left the paint.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Who lost their pool key?
She lost the pool key. There were two pool keys. We had a pool key that didn't work.
We only received one.
And she called the landlord for another one, and he sent us another one. And he wanted me to return both of them at the end, but she did something with the first one.
You have a pool key? You don't know where it is?
No.
Okay. As far as the items that you purchased for the house, and you say that she owes you for half, I'm not going to be able to distinguish what you purchased with a stolen credit card.
It was not with a stolen credit card. It's with this right here.
Sure, let me take a look at it.
They're all highlighted for you. We went together, and she agreed with me together that as soon as we got the computer in the house, that she was going to type up an agreement. And, oh, Brittany, I promise I'm going to get a job. No, she just got drunk and went out and...
I had a job the whole time I lived at the apartment.
She did not have a job at all when she was there.
I had a job
She stayed
the
at
whole
home and
time.
watched TV, and that's why her father put the cable in his name, because I was working 2 jobs and going to school, and I didn't have time to watch cable.
I
And
had
she
a
just
job
wanted to
the
sit
whole
at home
time that we
and watch
lived there.
TV all day and do nothing.
Did you go with her to Safeway stores on June the 9th where she purchased stuff in the amount of $626?
The thing is that she told me that she was going to use the credit card that her aunt gave us to get the initial things that we needed for the apartment, and then we could pay her aunt back in $50 increments. And then when we got to Safeway, the credit card was declined. And the reason it was declined is because the card that Brittany stole was like a Discover or something that Safeway didn't accept. And I told Brittany, you know I don't have the money right now because I just moved down here, I just got a job, so I would prefer if we go to another store where they do take Discover, American Express, or whatever it was. And she said, no, Rachel, don't worry about it. And I was like, okay. So my dad would bring me over food, and I would just eat the food that my dad brought.
Oh, no. Listen to me. Listen to what you just said.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You just said that she had a stolen credit card that you knew about.
No, I didn't know about it.
That you knew it was somebody else's credit card, but they didn't take that credit card at one store that you went to, so you were going to go to a different store. You didn't go to a different store. You stayed at this store, and the amount of $626 was an amount that was purchased for the two of you, and you agreed to pay her back.
No, I did not agree to pay her back for those groceries. I agreed to pay her aunt back in $50 increments.
Listen to me. You agreed that you would be responsible for half that bill, only you said you were going to give it back to her aunt. Well, she didn't use her aunt's card. She used her card. So explain to me, what's the difference?
I told her that I didn't want to because I didn't have half of that $300.
You just told me. Listen to me. You just told me you didn't have it then, whether it was her money or her aunt's money. And you said you would agree to give her aunt back $50 installment payments.
Correct. But Brittany wanted the $300 up front.
No, I let her pay me increments. I actually arranged it with her father, and her father said that, oh, you know, Brittany, don't worry. You know, I know Rachel, and, you know, if she doesn't take care of stuff, I will. He paid me one $50 money order.
Does that sound familiar, sir?
Yes.
Good. That's all? That's all you had to say.
And
Yes, sounds right.
And then the next week, Billy, where's my money? Oh, I don't have the money this week. Okay, that's fine. Call him next week. Billy, where's my money? Oh, I don't have the money this next week. So.
I gotcha. You're right. 773, judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. That's case number 342 on the calendar in the matter of Collins versus Williams. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir.
How old are you, Mr. Williams?
25.
What do you do for a living?
Electrician.
How long have you been an electrician?
About 4 years.
You freelance or you work for somebody?
Work for somebody.
Same job?
No.
How many different jobs have you had in the last year?
2 or 3.
Have a drug problem?
No.
Ever have a drug problem?
No.
Never.
Never had a drug problem.
Did you ever use drugs?
In the past, when I was a kid, yes.
You have a gambling problem?
No.
Why is it that an able-bodied young man like you, who's 25 years old, who has a profession, has to take money from his mother?
I didn't take money from my mother.
Well, you did.
It was given to me.
You took, notice, I didn't use the word borrow, loan. You, in fact, took money. Bird, would you take these glasses from me? Now, I'm going to take them back from you. I didn't borrow them. Wasn't a loan. I took the glasses. He took the glasses. Do you understand? Why would a 25-year-old, able-bodied, non-drug abusing electrician have to take money from his mother by having her pawn her jewelry?
Financial problems.
Well, you explain that to me, sir.
Well, I mean, at the time, I was unemployed.
Oh, well, I asked you about that.
But at the time when she gave me money, I was unemployed.
Why?
Because I didn't have a job. They were laying people off. In my field, that happens. When there ain't work, they lay you off.
And when you're laid off, Mr. Williams, what do you do?
Well, you try to collect unemployment. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't.
Where do you live?
In Dallas.
Now, in Dallas, Texas, do they have car washes?
Yes.
They have people at the car washes that dry the cars when they're all finished?
Yes.
They're always looking for car dryers. Who were you living with at the time you lost your job?
Myself.
So you needed rent money?
Yes.
You have a car?
Yes. Well,
So you needed money for gas?
yes.
And they repossessed your car?
Yes.
I'll get to you in a minute. And so your mother took her jewelry and you went and you pawned her jewelry, right?
Yes.
And you got your car out of hock.
Yes.
And then you owed somebody either some money or a television set.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Brought it over to my house. He needed a place to stay, or I needed to put the TV somewhere because he was moving out of his apartment. And
Don't look at the floor, look at me. I can tell everything, Mr. Williams.
bills were tight on my end, so I pawned it. And
So somebody left you their television to hold on for them
yes.
and keep it in your house.
Yes.
And you agreed to do that.
Yes.
And then you took the television set and you pawned it because you needed cash.
Yes.
What'd you need cash for?
Rent.
Why didn't you get a job?
I was looking for work at that time.
In Dallas, Texas? Oh, I can guarantee you that there were restaurants always looking for help, car washes always looking for help.
Electrical companies weren't.
If you got to eat, you got to work. Can't steal somebody else's property. That's what you did. You took somebody's television set and you pawned it. That's stealing their property. So this person was very angry at you.
Yes.
So you went to your mother and you told her that this person was very angry and was going to hurt you unless
No,
you
he
got him
went-
back
he-
his television.
He went to her.
Oh, he went to her and said, I'm going to hurt him unless I get my TV back. How many children do you have?
5.
Youngest or oldest?
Middle. I have given money in the past for, like, he's got a daughter. He was trying to get custody. I gave him that money. I gave it to him. That TV, I thought, I didn't even know he had a big screen. He sold 8 rings of mine. He made a profit on them.
I'm not finished yet.
Okay.
I didn't make a profit. Everything went towards paying bills.
When you went to get the television set out of pawn shop for your friend, how much money did you pay for it? And give me the name of the pawn shop.
Cash America Pawn Shop, I don't know, it was about 500 and some change. Not exact. I don't know
And
exact.
how much did you get for your mother's rings?
The exact amount that needed to be paid for.
Or did you get a couple of $100 more?
Huh?
Huh? Or did you get a couple of $100 more?
No, I don't think I got a couple $100 more.
Well, let's see. Do you have the
Yes,
points?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Here's for the TV there. There's where you got the 450 and all my rings for that day, the pawn.
So the loan amount on the TV was $450, is that right? And he got $519.75?
That's what it cost to get it out.
And how much did he get for
To
the
get
rings?
He got $845.75.
What'd you do
That
with
was
the rest of the money?
$326 profit.
Bills.
Did you ask your mother if you could use the rest for bills?
No.
So then you stole from this man and you also stole from your mother.
No.
Yeah, you did.
No.
You can say no all you like. I guarantee you I'm going to have the last word, sir. Guaranteed. If your mother pays off a debt for you because she's afraid for your health and your welfare, and she says, here, take these rings and go and just get it done.
My health was never in danger. I wasn't afraid of my life, neither. Far from that. I don't care what anybody threats.
They just buried one of his friends 2 weeks ago because of his friends, okay?
Those things, listen.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
It happens. He's not afraid. He's not afraid.
You never know it that day, okay?
Yeah. Well, tell me what happened on that day.
When he found out what was going to happen, he started, Mama, please, just give me the money. Just give me the money. I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
Where you come up with that?
Mr. Williams, I don't want to hear
But she's lying.
No, I'm not.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Have a talk with him.
Sure.
Thank you.
He was...
In here.
Let Bert do his thing.
So that we.
But I'm not going to let her lie to me, though.
You're not listening to me. I want you to listen. Just finish the case. Speak when you're spoken to. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay?
Sure.
You understand me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Williams, you're going to have an opportunity to speak again.
Okay.
When your mother is speaking, don't interrupt her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Next time somebody threatens to break his kneecaps, let him. He can't keep a job because if he's not using drugs, he has an attitude problem.
Bingo.
And later today,
You made a lot of payments.
Yes, ma'am.
What'd you stop for?
I guess we split up and I didn't get around to it.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Linda Collins says her son, Andrew Williams, pawned her jewelry so he could pay off his debts. Linda claims Andrew's life was in danger.
When did he tell you that he would return the money that you gave him for the car?
For the car, he told me that he would get the rings out, and they all went in on separate, tickets so he could get it back. And he made a couple payments of $80. That don't cover interest, though. Here's the tickets for that, and they don't cover interest.
So he made a couple of payments?
No, he gave me two $80 payments and a $50 payment. That's interest, and I told him that. I said, Andy, this isn't getting the rings. This is interest.
Okay, but he did give you some money?
Yeah.
There you go. Andy, how come you gave your mother some money?
Goodwill gift.
Here's a letter from the dealership.
I don't need it. I don't need it. He's just a smart aleck. You know what?
Yes, he is.
Next time somebody threatens to break his kneecaps, let him.
Mm-hmm.
Let him.
I'm his mother. He could do this to me.
Yeah, let him. Okay, so that's the car. He made some payments on the things that he pawned. When you started to tell me, when this man came to you and told you that he had pawned this TV, did you call your son? Or did
Yes.
Your son? And what happened when you called your son?
He said he's got to get the TV out. The guy was going to file theft and threaten damage to Andrew, everything. And I thought, I can't bury my son. I can't do that. I'm a mother.
That would be a blessing.
Okay, so, I did what any mother, I loaned him the money. He told me he would get my jewelry back, not a problem. And he's an electrician. I don't even make $10 an hour. He's an electrician.
He was an unemployed electrician, so it doesn't make any difference how much.
I can't help he can't keep jobs, and he goes right back to work.
He can't keep a job because if he's not using drugs, he has an attitude problem.
There you go. Bingo.
Unfortunately, you can't take a pill for that.
I know.
How much is it going to cost to get all your rings out of
A lot of my rings have been sold.
Well, how much is it going to cost to get what's left?
It's going to run right around $5,000, but the value was $13,000. But he didn't care.
Can I see photographs, please?
And here's one of the rings that's sold now. It was certified. That's what that is.
Okay.
Judge Judy?
Yes.
This is what he has now that's more important.
Listen to me. He won't have it for long.
I know that. You're right.
So don't, you know.
It's paid every month. I ain't worried about that.
He won't have it for long.
I know that.
So, got it?
Yeah.
Mr. Williams, the truck that you now own, did you buy new or used?
Brand new.
And how much money did you put down on it?
$1,000.
How come you didn't get any of these rings back for your mother?
Because I didn't owe her any money.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. Don't give him any more money.
Oh, I have no intention.
Good.
Thank
Parties
you.
are excused. You may step out.
His real attitude came out. That's my son. I'm embarrassed for him.
When I bought that brand new truck, she kind of got angry with me because it's brand new and she drives a piece of crap.
I had to stalk him to try to get my money, and I couldn't get it out of him.
It'd be a nice break. She kind of gets on my nerves sometimes.
Oh, he'll get a break. When I get him home to Texas, he getting a break.
She just listened to a bunch of lies from my mother. I don't believe any of it.
I'll take care of that boy when we get to Texas. Okay, we have our own ways of dealing with stuff. I will take care of him.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of St. Germain versus Old. Step forward, please.
22-year-old dental assistant Kylie St. Germain is suing her ex-boyfriend, water treatment technician Jonathan Old, for an unpaid loan to have his teeth fixed and for the cost of a New Orleans hotel room.
Miss St. Germain, this gentleman was your boyfriend for a while, and according to your complaint, he owes you the balance of some dental work that you put on a credit card. And in addition, you say he pulled some sort of a scam when you were on vacation. You put some hotel rooms on a credit card, going away with a large group of people, and the next day he collected the cash from all the people that were with you, and instead of paying the hotel room in cash, he left it on your credit card and pocketed the cash.
All right.
The defendant says that he paid off the dental work and that he did not collect any money from the people that you were on vacation with, that the people that you were on vacation with stiffed you for the hotel room. That's his defense. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you live together?
Yes, ma'am.
For how long?
About 2.5 years.
What kind of dental work did he need?
He needed to have some wisdom teeth pulled. 2 times, had to replace a flipper.
What's a flipper?
Just a missing tooth appliance.
A missing tooth appliance?
Yes, ma'am.
You mean like a bridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, like a bridge. It's called a flipper?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much was all this dental work, sir?
I don't know. She took care of my bills. All I know is I paid her.
Mr. Old, you're going to explain to me how this worked. You lived together, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you had a job, I assume?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much were you earning?
Monthly? I say around $2 grand.
And how much money did you give to Miss St. Germain for bills?
About $500 or $600.
Were you saving a lot of money?
No.
Well, if you were giving up $500 to $600 a month, what were you doing with the other $1,500?
Spending it, partying, drinking.
How come he needed money for his dental work?
Had bad credit.
He had bad credit. He needed a co-signer. He didn't have the money to come up with it up front, so I co-signed for him.
And he was paying the bill?
Yeah.
Until when?
Until February.
What was the balance left on the bill in February?
It was $656.35.
And how much was the bill initially?
$2,375.
So he made a lot of payments.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
He
ma'am.
made a lot of payments.
Yes, ma'am.
What'd you stop for?
Just, I guess we split up and I didn't get around to it.
Now let's get to the unauthorized use of the credit card. What is your name?
Chris Jarrow.
Were you on the trip with them?
Yes, ma'am.
So how did I know that? Smart lady. Step up. How many people went on the trip?
8.
Where did you stay?
The park on St. Charles.
You were in New Orleans?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody having a gay old time?
Fun time.
Good. That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
Yeah, I think things have a double meaning when you're younger these days. You have to sort of watch what you say. I think so. Anyway, you put the hotel room on your credit card
I
to
reserved
start
the
with.
room.
You reserved the room. And everybody was supposed to kick in the money at the end and pay in cash. Now, did you in fact pay cash for the room?
Yes, ma'am.
Who did you pay the cash to?
John.
John. How much did you give him?
$100.
And what was the cost of the hotel room?
It was $803.66.
What about your $100?
I wasn't told that I was supposed to pay $100. He told me to reserve the credit card on, to reserve the room on the credit card, and he would take care of it at the end when we left.
Well, he was collecting money from everybody. You collected money from him.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't say that here in your answer. You said that all the people stiffed her. But it's not just him. It's him and your $100, too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So if I believed you, that would mean that $200 at least should have gone to pay this bill, and only $600 should have been on the credit card. But there was $800 on the credit card. Are you following me?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I hate when they're so polite. It's hard to yell at them. Did you see anybody else give him money?
No, ma'am. But I did speak with my friends who were with us. I know them all, and
Well, that's sort of hearsay, right?
Right.
But you know their names, don't you?
Yes.
And if I were to call them, do you think, Mr. Old, that they would tell me that they gave you money or they didn't give you money?
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to ask you, sir.
I don't know. I mean, because some of them.
Mr. Old,
I don't speak to some of them.
No, but that's not my question, sir. I didn't ask whether you spoke to them, whether you dated them, whether you ate with them, whether you socialized with them. That's not of particular interest to me. My question to you is a simple one. This gentleman knows the names of all those people.
Mm-hmm.
You just testified a moment ago, and you put in your answer that nobody gave you money. But clearly this young man gave you $100 that you didn't put towards the hotel room.
No.
And you had your stay of $100 that you should have put towards the hotel room, and clearly you didn't do that, right?
Yes.
So my question to you is, if I were to go in my chambers and pick up the telephone and call any of the other people...
They would say they didn't pay me.
They would say they didn't pay you.
Yeah.
Can I have the names and telephone numbers of any one of those people?
Yes, ma'am.
You can do it.
Okay. It's Chris. I don't know his last name. And it's 337-5.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Okay. Well, according to Chris, he gave $75 to Norma. Didn't give any money to Jonathan. I don't know what kind of an arrangement he had. In any event, certainly I know that $200 should have been turned over to the plaintiff. $200 plus the $656.30 is $856.30. $656 is for his dental work. Anything else you want to tell me?
The hotel was under his name.
Yes?
And he was supposed to be, you know, he was supposed to pay the bill.
He said nobody gave him any money. His money, his money. Got it? Don't use your credit card anymore. Use your credit card to get stiff. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $856.30. Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Ms. Papp, according to what I read, you and the defendant lived together for about 10 years.
Yes, ma'am.
During that time, sort of the end of that period of time, there was a car purchased. The car was purchased for you. It was purchased by Mr. Sandoval.
Yes.
And there was an agreement that you would make the payments on the car.
Yes, ma'am.
You broke up. He told you to leave. You did. And you took the car with you and made payments on it, according to you.
Yes.
And for no good reason, Mr. Sandoval took the car back, even though you were making payments.
Yes.
And you say that he had no reason to do that, so you want all the money that you put in to the car. Mr. Sandoval says that you were either late or you missed some payments, and then you got arrested and went to jail, and he repossessed the car. You are also claiming that Mr. Sandoval trashed a lot of your stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Sandoval says that he gave you plenty of opportunity to come and get it. When you didn't come and get it, he threw it away.
I donated it.
You donated it. And Mr. Sandoval then has a counterclaim because he says you stole some checks that belonged to him.
She did.
Okay. So let me hear about this arrangement for the car.
Okay. We both work for the same company. We live together as a blended family. I raised his children. He helped. You know, we had 4 between us. And then business got slow right after 9/11, and his boss decided to close the door and not renew his business license, so I was laid off immediately. Mike had to continue to work because he had to tie up loose ends with the customers. So he said we'd be okay for a few months, so I started looking for work in December. And then come the 1st of January, I got a job. So we had like 4 company vehicles and everything at the house.
Could you speak slowly?
We had 4 company vehicles, so I got to drive one of the trucks all the time. So then Mike said, I don't know how much longer we'll have this one truck, so you better start saving for a car. So come February.
What year are we talking
2002. So February, Mike asked me how much money I had saved. And I went and got my money out of my closet, which was in the garage that he built for me, and I had $1,000. And Mike was all proud of me, and I was excited.
Could we fast forward a little bit,
Anyway,
please?
I had saved $1,000. Mike said he would help me because he didn't want me to get taken advantage of being a woman out looking for a car.
Could you fast forward, please? Bought a car. The agreement was that you would
The
make
agreement
the
was I'd pay him.
The agreement was that you would make the payments on it.
Yes.
When did you get the car?
In March of 2002.
What were the payments?
$201.
Due when?
On the 15th.
And were you supposed to make those payments to him or to the bank correctly?
To him.
Even though you were living together as a blended family?
Yes. I had to pay half of everything.
I don't care about half of everything. I'm talking about strange...
I paid everything. Our agreement.
Shh. I don't care about half the bills. You had half the family there. Half the bills is fine. Sir, didn't you understand? I saw you put your hand up. You don't have to go to the bathroom, do you?
Nope.
Then just wait.
Okay.
$201 is paid directly to him on the 15th of each month. And April 2002 was your first payment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you pay him by check or cash?
Money order.
And you have copies of those?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see them, please? You're supposed to pay him $205 or $201?
It was $201.99. I just made it $205 each month.
Is that right, Mr. Sandoval?
It was $201.99, and she made it
$205.
$205 every month.
So the answer is yes. Well, I see in December you only paid
$105.
$105.
Yes, ma'am. I paid him $105 with a balance of $97. He got belligerent. Like on the 11th, he went to the doctor, and I called him after work and said how'd it go, because something was wrong with his kidneys. And anyway, that night when we got home, he was saying to his son, how come the C person hasn't left yet? And he's calling me all these vulgar names in front of his son. So we were just hoping he'd fall asleep and pass out and go to bed. So I just ignored it. And the next morning, he called me at work and said, why aren't you out of the house yet? Why aren't you out of the house yet? And called me every name there is. And so I went and stayed with my children who don't live with me anymore. And I stayed there a few nights till he calmed down.
How old are your children?
They are 18 and 20.
Who do they live with?
They lived with their dad.
When did they move out and live with their dad?
About a year and a half ago.
About 3 years ago when she went to jail.
For what?
She went to jail for credit card fraud. And I called her dad up and said, I'm not paying for them. Come and get your kids.
That is not true, Your Honor.
And their dad finally come and got them. It took me a while to get them out of there, but their dad did come and get them because she got 1 year in the county jail.
I object.
And I wasn't about to continue paying for her kids.
Okay.
She objected to going to jail, too.
That is not true.
Miss Papp, just wait until I speak to you. Okay. Do you understand? That doesn't answer why you only gave him $105 in December.
Because that's...
Shh. You're supposed to pay him $202.
Right, I had a balance of $97 that I had talked to him that I was going to give him like in the next week, which wasn't a problem. I mean, we lived together.
Okay. Were you arrested in January?
Your Honor, she did not live there at that time.
Were you arrested in January?
I left. He choked me, Your Honor.
Would you answer my question?
Yes, because of him.
You were arrested in January.
December 31st.
On a no-bail warrant. That's not because of me.
Mr. Sandoval.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You were arrested on December 31st. By December 31st, had you in fact paid the other $97?
No, I did not.
So you breached your agreement with him?
Yes.
Good.
$97.
You don't care what it was, $97 or $197
yes,
or whatever. You breached your agreement with him.
But we had talk. I mean, I've been with this guy, and I just lost my mother. You know, it's like I had a balance of $97. I just paid him $700 for my car insurance for the whole year.
When did you, Mr. Sandoval, take the car back?
I took the car back January 17th. I think I repossessed the vehicle.
From where?
From where her kids stay, not at their dad's, but her kids stay at a friend's house.
Was she in jail at the time?
She was in jail because she tried to break in my home on December 31st, and my daughter called the police, and the police caught her in the neighbor's yard, and she had and my son was also out there, which is a witness. She had all her cat burglar stuff on. She had gloves on.
Yeah, she is lying.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I see you don't like each other anymore.
That's not true.
Well, if you still like him after what he said about your children after 10 years, then what I'm telling you is you got to screw loose.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kathleen Papp says ex-boyfriend Michael Sandoval gave away her clothes and other belongings. Michael says she abandoned the property.
Mr. Sandoval, can you
lying.
just answer my questions? I would just like to get through with this case, get the information that I need. You repossessed the car on or about January 17th.
Yes.
Had you received any car payment on January 15th?
No.
Did you make any car payment on January 15th?
He took the car January 15th, and no, I did not.
Shh, just a minute. By January 15th, had you made a payment of the $97
No, ma'am.
that you owed him?
I did
All
not.
right, so you were in breach of the agreement. You were entitled to nothing on your complaint.
She was
With
in
regard
jail.
to the, I'm speaking.
Okay.
I'm going to handle this my way.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I see you don't like each other anymore.
No, that's not
just
true.
fine.
That's not true.
Well, if you still like him after what he said about your children after 10 years, then what I'm telling you is you got a screw loose. So can we get to the next part of your complaint? Just answer my questions, Miss Papp. It's late and I'm tired. You're not entitled to anything on the car. You breached your contract.
For $97?
Well, it wasn't $97. At this point, it's $97 for one. I'm speaking. $97 for 1 month, and January's car payment you failed to make on time as well. So that's not $97. That's $202 plus $97. You are now a month and a half in arrears. He's entitled to repossess the car. Period. End of discussion. Now, let us move on to...
Your Honor.
I'm speaking. Let us move on to the stuff that you did not get out of the house. When did you get rid of her stuff?
I got rid of it December the 31st.
What did you get rid of?
9 boxes of clothes. She had already taken... Okay.
When did she move out of the house, Mr. Sandoval?
In August of 2002.
Where did she move to?
She moved to Ray and Geneva's house, some friends of mine.
I object. They're not friends of his. He's lying. He's lying.
Are you on medication?
No.
Then you better learn to be quiet unless I'm talking to you.
Yes, ma'am.
So she was not living there in
No,
December.
she was not.
She wasn't living there in November.
No, she was not.
May I speak?
Not yet.
He's not being truthful. I have something else I need to say.
I didn't. There's not a question before you, madam.
Because I took
There
him
is
to
not a
court.
question before you.
I took him before to court. We made an agreement.
About what?
This car.
What do you mean you took him to court
Yes,
before?
in
about the
March,
car?
originally. See, shh. I need to explain myself because he's
No,
made me
no, no.
nervous.
Pay attention to me. You took him to court before in March of 2003?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see a judge?
Yes.
Did the judge make an order?
He asked us to go out in the hall and make an agreement. We
The
did.
judge dismissed it.
Listen, please. We made an agreement. We came back in. He said, okay, come back April 10th, and we'll see if everything's okay. Mike said, you have till 7 o'clock tonight to give me that $600 for the car payment. Well, January, February, March, his daughter's been driving my car. Yes, he took it January 15th out of my girlfriend's driveway.
Oh, please. I'm not interested, Miss Papp. You breached the agreement. Period.
How
End of
did-
discussion.
You know,
I'm asking you.
Why am I going to be out $4,000? And then, on top of it, the reason I left him is because he choked me. And look at this, my dresses, he went in my closet and stabbed all my dresses. Like, there were 20 stab holes in like this. There are stab holes in this one that he's
I'm
done
going
to
to
me.
give you one more second to close your mouth unless I ask you a question. Otherwise, I'm dismissing your entire claim. Do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
understand?
Yes.
The next time you interrupt, speak out of turn.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm dismissing your entire claim without giving you any further opportunity to speak. Do we understand
Yes,
each other?
ma'am.
I want to know where you were living in October of 2002.
I had stayed at my girlfriend Geneva's.
That's all. That's the answer.
Yes.
I want to know where you were living in November of 2002.
Really, most of the
I
time.
want to know where you were living.
With Mike.
That's not true at all.
That is not true. I'm going to give it to you again. Where were you living in November of 2002?
Geneva's, but I was with him all the time, Your Honor.
Okay. When did you get rid of her stuff?
January 31st.
Tell me under what circumstances you got rid of her stuff. You told me it was December.
It was December 31st.
Get it straight.
It is.
I don't want to hear you.
I got a lot of dates. It was January the 31st. I did ask her to move it in August. She did, but we continued dating some until December. The whole time I wanted her to get her things out. She had all her.
So what you're telling me, sir, is...
I didn't speak.
Then put your hand down. Then I'm going to modify my prior order, which is if you either speak or in any way interrupt these proceedings, I'm going to dismiss your claim.
Yes, ma'am.
So what you're telling me, Mr. Sandoval, is that while she was living at her friend Geneva's, you were dating, and occasionally she was sleeping at your house.
That's correct.
That's more truthful. And she had some property there.
That's correct.
And she had some property there up until the time you probably had a major altercation on or about December of 2002.
That's exactly right.
And then in January of 2003, you donated her property.
This is right. But this is after I've requested from her many times to remove it. Okay. I've asked her children to remove it.
Mr. Sandoval, when just prior to December 31st did Miss Papp sleep in your home?
In December.
You understand, Mr. Sandoval, you cannot have it both ways. You may be saying to her, get your stuff out of the house. I don't want to have anything more to do with you. But in your spare time, if you have some free time, come on over and we'll take a roll in the hay. If she had moved out of your house in August, and from August until December, you had been sending her notes, sending her registered mail, and saying to her, move all of your stuff out of the house. I'm giving you 30 days. And she didn't do it. You would have had every right up until that time to donate her stuff. Do you understand?
Yes, I did do what you said, but it was from December to January, which is 45 days.
It's not enough time.
I gave her 45 days.
It's not enough time.
And it was not...
It's not enough time. You had a 10-year physical and emotional relationship with her. And if you chose to cut it off in August, and probably excellent judgment, then what you shouldn't have done was accept her sexual favors up until December. We understand each other, sir. So you boxed up clothing and gave it away, along with other personal property that she had, or just clothing?
Just 9 boxes of clothes that she no longer used anyway, just stuff she had left, because she had already taken the majority of her stuff. It was just the stuff that she just never wore anyway. I said,
whatever,
Kathleen, get
it was
out.
there and you wanted it out of your house.
This is correct.
Okay. Now, other than clothing, was there anything else that you claim he discarded?
Yes, I have a...
I don't want to see that whole tome, madam, because I don't believe a lot of what you say. Tell me what you left.
I was just at the house a week ago, and my stuff is still there in the house, everything.
Like what?
Excuse me?
We weren't there.
Like what?
Like stuff my parents left me, my everything in the kitchen, bathroom, all my pictures, all my videos, everything in our bedroom. There's stuff my mother left me, painted the statuary bookends. They're in his office in the garage. I just seen him the other day, and yes, I was with him. Yes, I was there with him, with Mike.
That is not true at all, Your Honor.
It is. We just went out the other day.
Okay. Court, I will enter an order, and I'm sure Mr. Sandoval won't mind, that 5 days from now, put your hand down. Your case is dismissed. Your case is dismissed. Do you understand?
I'm sorry.
Maybe I have to, I have to hit you over the head with it. But I'm going to enter an order 5 days from today. And the order 5 days from today is that in the company of a peace officer, Miss Papp is going to be able to come to your house, sir. Go through your house, go through your garage, go through anything that she wants to with a police officer.
Okay.
And anything that she indicates that is hers from her mother's teapot, her mother's photograph, any of that stuff, she's going to take.
Okay.
In addition to that, I am awarding her $250 for her clothing that you threw out, because I believe that since she was in fact gone all but sometimes since August, that most of her clothing that she wanted was with her. But you had no right to discard whatever leftover stuff she decided to leave at your house. You had no right to do that. And I'm going to suggest this to you, Mr. Sandoval. Miss Papp is not totally balanced. Well, I don't know about you, but I know she is not. So I am going to strongly suggest to you that neither you nor your children do anything to throw away, to destroy, to do anything with regard to any property that you may come across that belongs to her, that inadvertently was left behind by her. This does not include household appliances, furniture, mattresses, tables and chairs, anything else. We're talking about sentimental items that she left behind. Do you understand?
Yes, I've tried.
And that will clearly be stated in the order.
Okay.
Now, I want you to tell me about these checks, because that's your counterclaim.
When she was at my house sometime in December, she stole a checkbook from me. I've got a list here of a bunch of checks at all these different stores. In fact, that's how she paid me the December car payment, is with one of my stolen checks, the money she got.
Have you reported that to the police?
Yes, I have.
Are they following it up?
They are. They can't find her. They can't catch her.
What do you mean they can't catch her? She's right here. Listen to me, Mr. Sandoval. As soon as there is a conviction in that case, because I assume that you do not have a handwriting expert here, is that right? Is that right?
That's right.
As soon as there is a conviction in the criminal proceeding, barring any unforeseen eventuality, it is an automatic judgment in your favor in a civil proceeding. But right now, you are not prepared to go through a civil proceeding, sir.
Your Honor, the person that works at Albertsons that she cashed the checks from lives on our block. I have her phone number here. And you
don't care what you have.
She'll ID that she cashed my checks.
I don't care what you have, sir.
Okay.
I'm not calling a witness to, in effect, give testimony in what would be a criminal proceeding before she's even been arrested, charged. Do you understand? You understand me, sir?
I understand you.
Perfect. And if you knew the plaintiff was going to be here today, and if the police couldn't catch her, you should have let them know that she was going to be here today. They could have come and executed the warrant. Do you understand?
I'm not a police officer. I didn't think about that.
Well, you should have if you said they couldn't catch her, sir.
That's what they tell me, because I've asked them several times. How come you haven't done nothing?
Should have let them know she was going to be right here, trying her civil case. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $250 in the order as indicated. Thank you. Step out.
Spears, parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat. You're welcome.
Private Rivera, Miss Spears was your girlfriend, and before you were deployed to Iraq, you gave her a power of attorney over some of your finances. It is your claim in this complaint that she took the money out of your account against your wishes and used it, and you want your money back.
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Spears says that when you gave her power of attorney over your finances, you told her to use the money as she saw fit, and she saw fit to spend it because she needed it. When were you deployed to Iraq?
I went on the boat on January 15th, and we deployed on January 21st, ma'am.
Did you have a bank account?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
In what bank?
Washington Mutual.
And when did you first notice that Miss Spears was spending money?
Well, about a month after I deployed, and when I went to Singapore, I should have had about $1,600 in my account, and I had about $400.
Did you call her?
I asked her why she spent all the money. She said she spent money on some things. She needed to buy some things. When I was on my way to Iraq, we passed through Hawaii, and she told me that she had cervical cancer, and she had to use my money to pay for the surgery to get the cancer removed, which is $300 is what she said.
And did you say okay?
I said that's fine. Obviously, it was an emergency. She didn't have. She told me she didn't have medical insurance at the time, so.
You don't have treatment for cervical cancer for $300, Private Rivera.
That's what I said, ma'am. And I mean, in my mind, I was thinking I didn't say that to her at the time, but what I thought is that it was an abortion because before I had left, she told me that she was pregnant with my child, and I argued with her mom for about 2 hours before I left. Her mom was saying she wants her to have an abortion and stuff, and then when I left, it just so happens that she had cervical cancer.
Ms. Spears, when were you diagnosed with cervical cancer?
I went in for surgery on the 31st of January, 2003.
And what was your course of treatment?
I had a cancerous lesion on my cervix. I had to get that removed, and I was pregnant at the time, but I have medical history, papers saying that the fetus was collapsing, there was no fetal growth, I would have had a miscarriage, and I couldn't do the surgery if I was pregnant. So I had to go ahead and do the DNC.
Did you have any follow-up treatment after they removed the lesion?
I have to go back every 3 months to monitor the cancer.
And you used some of the money for that. How much?
I couldn't tell you. I was under my mom's medical insurance. I never told Michael that I didn't have medical insurance.
So that was the first time, Private Rivera, that you noticed that money was missing.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were not happy about that.
No, I was not.
So why didn't you direct that your direct deposit be sent to some other bank?
The ship I was on, it was a Marine Corps-owned ship. They only had 2 of them, and they're very small, and they have limited capabilities. We didn't have any internet, no telephones, nothing. So I had no way to tell the bank to either stop the power of attorney.
All you have to do is write them a letter.
At the time, I didn't know. I mean, I was just off. I had to deal with other things as far as the deployment, being away from family, being away from friends, and I didn't think to write a letter. I mean, in the first place, I didn't think someone would go and spend that much money.
Okay, well, they did. So that
was,
we were up to May 2003. So what happened next?
So I stopped in Guam. I found out I had $1,800 in my account. I called her, very angry, asked her what she spent the money on. She couldn't tell me what she spent the money on. She doesn't know what she did. She told me she went to Vegas. She told me she bought shoes and purses, and she couldn't remember what else she spent the money on.
So what did you say to her?
I broke up with her.
Fine, that was in May.
Yes, ma'am.
And?
And then I went and pulled the money out that I had left.
How did you do that, Private
Through an
Rivera?
ATM.
Where, in Guam?
Yes, ma'am. I have it's all written down. It's all down here in withdrawal transactions.
No, I believe you. You went and pulled out the money.
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody had to get you a road map on how to do that.
No, ma'am.
Right, Officer Rivera?
No, they did not.
Right. So you pulled the money out. And?
And then got on the ship and went back home.
So what are you doing here a year later?
Well, I owe my father $6,000 total for lending me money to buy a car. And he's been bugging me, asking me when I'm going to take her to court to get the money for him, when am I going to pay him his money back. And now I figure it's about time I get the money back.
Okay. Now I'll hear you.
Before Michael went off to go overseas, he told me to spend the money on my car payments because at the time I was working as a hostess. I wasn't making that much money. He even told my mother, you know, my mom asked him, why are you doing this? And he said, because I want Lacey to have money while I'm gone. Those are her exact words. And I never went to Vegas, ever.
So what'd you spend the money on?
I sent him care packages overseas.
One care package.
Shh, don't
4.
interrupt her.
My car payment, my insurance payment, just bills. He told me to spend it on me.
I didn't say that, Your Honor. I never once said spend it on you. I said if there's an emergency.
If he needed to pay his dad back, why didn't he give his dad power of attorney?
Because he trusted you.
Your Honor, I never told her to spend the money freely on herself. Never once did I say that. I said in case of an emergency, if something comes up to where you don't have enough money, you can use the money, but I want $6,000 at least when I get back. And
I don't, just a minute. I don't believe you said that, Private Rivera. I don't believe you said you want $6,000 when you came back, but I do not believe that you deposited your money into the bank and anticipating that she was going to spend all of it. I don't believe that's true at all, that you were working over there for her. I don't believe that, Ms. Spears. I believe that you abused the privilege a little bit. Now, is there any reason why you abused the privilege a little bit?
that's not true either. She told me when I came back.
I'm not speaking to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any reason why you abused the privilege?
No, ma'am.
Were you angry at him for something?
No. I wasn't angry at him at all. And he never broke up with me while he was overseas. We were still together until he got back. And then, you know, and even after we got back, he bought me a CD player for my car. I mean, if he was so worried about this money, why was he still buying me things, trying to be with me?
That's a good question, Private Rivera. Why is that?
Your Honor, I loved her. I did love her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She cheated on me, I cheated on her. She told me that I gave her chlamydia, and she would call me up, where are you? How come you're not coming over to see me? And I would hang up. I didn't want to talk to her anymore.
And later today.
Where's the computer now?
I threw it out.
What are you, crazy? What are you, nuts? Oh, yeah, you are.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
U.S. Marine Michael Rivera says ex-girlfriend Lacey Spears stole money from his bank account while he was deployed in Iraq.
When you came home, you continued to see Miss Spears.
Yes, ma'am.
And you bought her gifts.
Yes, ma'am, I bought her.
Even after you took your money out of the ATM and found out that all this money was gone.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
I still think that you abused the privilege, but I don't think that there was an agreement that that money would be used for any particular thing. What I want to know is, under what circumstances did the two of you end your relationship?
It ended very bad, Your Honor. And I mean, I was...
Want to tell me how that happened?
At the time, I mean, when I left, we weren't in very good standing terms. She cheated on me, I cheated on her, so on and so forth. She told me that I gave her chlamydia and all this
Would you do me a favor and tell me, please, what happened to terminate the relationship when you came back to the States?
I was seeing her for a while, and then I stopped seeing her. I went and started partying with other friends, and she would call me up, where are you? How come you're not coming over to see me? And I would hang up. I didn't want to talk to her anymore. I was going to see another girl.
Just a second. So that's how you broke up?
Yes, ma'am.
You got bored with her?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, just because you got bored with her, Private Rivera, doesn't mean that she owes you any money.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Good. I'm glad you understand that, because your case is dismissed. That's all.
Party's unexcused. You may step out.
Obviously, he's in some kind of money trouble, and he needs help, and he's trying desperately to get any way he can.
She's taking out money that I'm working hard for, you know, overseas, fighting for our country.
I was in the room when he told her, pay your car payment, pay your bills, and use the rest for what you need. And I told him he was out of his mind for doing it.
I was obviously in love, and what a mistake it was.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Haney versus Darling, step forward, please.
24-year-old Penelope Haney and her brother Ronald are suing their former friend, 22-year-old student Jennifer Dorling, for the value of a computer. The siblings claim Jennifer borrowed the computer and for some reason threw it away.
Miss Haney, the defendant is your son's aunt.
Yes.
Who is this?
My brother.
Ronald.
According to your complaint, the defendant borrowed your brother's computer.
Yes.
And either won't return it, or she says she threw it out because she stored it for you long enough. And she also has a desk that I assume went with the computer. And she says it's an old piece of junk that you can have back, but she no longer has the computer.
Right.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding her getting the computer.
In February of 2004, she started asking me to ask my brother if she could use it because my brother had lent it to me.
Weren't you using it?
No, I didn't need it. I wasn't in school anymore, and I didn't have a phone, and she wanted to use it for internet purposes, so.
So what kind of a computer is it?
A Dell, a Pentium 4.
When did you ask for it back?
He asked for it back in May, and she said it wasn't a good time to come and get it.
Who did you ask for it back?
I asked her for it, and she told me she has to take a few days to get some stuff off it.
Is that right?
Yes.
Why didn't you get the stuff off it and return it to them?
I did take the stuff off it. I was moving in the beginning of June, and when I had spoke to Ron, I told him to come get it by May 25th because he had said that...
Shh. Don't, listen. Don't speak to her. Where's the computer now?
I threw it out.
Why?
Because I just got tired of storing it.
You weren't storing it, you had borrowed it.
I never borrowed it. I was doing her a favor because she didn't have a phone line.
Just a second. Listen, Miss Dorling, you don't want me to torture you, do you?
No.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. If she didn't have a phone line, that's not a reason for you to take the computer and put stuff on the computer that you had to take off the computer, because clearly, based upon what you said, you had been using it, enjoying it, putting your own information on it, because when he called you in May and said, I want to, I'm speaking. When he called you and said, I want to come and get my computer, you said, it's not a good time, I have to get stuff off it. So you weren't storing it, you were using it.
The both of us, both Penny and I, were both using it.
Fine.
Then what happened?
Shut. Listen to me.
Sorry.
You don't say you're sorry again. If you do it again, you're out of here. You got it? When did you call him and tell him that he should come and pick it up?
He had called my house one day, and I said, well, I'm moving, and I told him, I said, come get it by May 25th, and if you don't, you've lost it because I'm moving and I don't want to move it.
What, are you crazy? What, are you nuts?
No.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Penelope Haney and her brother Ronald claim former friend Jennifer Dorling threw away a computer belonging to Ronald. Jennifer says she was tired of storing it for him.
When did you call them to tell them, I've gotten the stuff off the computer, you can have it back now?
He had called me, and I told him...
So the answer is you never called.
I didn't know the phone number. I didn't know
you
where
just
he was.
told me, Miss Dorling, that the two of you were using the computer.
Yes.
Well, so then you saw her.
Yes, but I didn't see her in May much.
Then she wasn't using the computer in May. Just you were using it.
It was at my house, yes.
Just you were using it. How much you paid for the computer?
We have the receipt, $776.
You got a lot of nerve. I don't even know if you threw it out. Why would you throw away a perfectly good computer?
Because in July, Ron and his mother had come to my house, and his mother had physically attacked me in my home in front of my daughter.
Over the computer?
Yes. I told her to get out of my house, and if she got out of my house, I would get it. Ron told her to back off of me, and I got her out of my house, and I locked the doors. I called the police, and then I went into the computer room, or the bedroom.
So what you're telling me is, from May all through the summer, they wanted the computer back.
That was July 2nd.
What? She wanted the computer back.
I hadn't heard from them. Ronnie had called once after I had moved and threatened I'll get the money one way or the other. And
what do you mean you get the money one way or the other? That's not something that somebody does, unless you were stalling giving him the computer. What did she say to you when you called?
I called again. I was like, all right, Jen, I'm coming to get my computer. And she told me now is not a good time. And I was like, well, now is not a good time for you, but it's a good time for me before you sell it.
Look, don't look at her.
Or throw it out. Or get rid of it. And I was upset. And we go over there, and it's not there. And then I hear that it's there, and then I hear it's not there, and then I just hear now that she threw it out.
And what about the desk?
The desk I just bought just to go with the computer.
Okay, and that you have?
I have that, yes. It's
very good. They're going to pick it up in 5 days, and you owe them $766 for the computer. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was mine. I wanted it. I went to get it. She wouldn't give it back. I called.
Told me they were coming to get it at that time and didn't give me any notice or anything like that.
Now is not a good time. How is it? Well, obviously it's not a good time. She got rid of the dang thing.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Miller versus Collins, step forward.
Homemaker Jean Miller is suing her daughter, salesperson Deborah Collins, for charging a rental car on her credit card. Deborah says she owes her mother nothing.
Ms. Miller, this is your daughter, and according to your complaint, you had an agreement with her. She was in an automobile accident, and her car was totaled or needed to be repaired. Her insurance, according to you, was supposed to provide her with a rental car, but it wasn't going to kick in for a while, so she asked if she could use your credit card in order to secure the rental. And the agreement was, according to you, that when she got the insurance money for the car rental, she would give you that money.
It would go to the car rental place.
We'd go to the car rental place.
Right.
And she used your credit card, you were billed, and you want your money.
Right.
When was the accident?
In January of 2004.
And what did she do? She called you?
She said that she needed to get a rental car, and her insurance was going to pay for it, but she had to have a credit card to secure it. And she asked if she could use mine, and I said, just for secured, but not to be used, because it was the card that I used to buy medications. In March, I went to order medication. They told me that I couldn't order it, that my credit card was no good. And I said, well, how can that be? I should have well over $1,000 on it. I said, well, you have to check with your credit card company. And when I did, they said, oh, no, your card's maxed out. A light bulb went off. I said, is there by any chance a charge from Enterprise Car Rental? They said, yes, there is. That's what put it over the top.
How much was that charge?
$1,331.16.
Okay, Ms. Collins, I'll hear you.
I had a car accident back in January. It was a hit and run. My insurance company told me that I could get a rental car, that I needed a deposit for the rental car, and that they would take care of all charges. Got the car. It was a month before I got my car back. And then I found out from my insurance company that they had the wrong information on the rental agreement. The car was rented out to and had me down as an alternate driver. So they were fighting the claim. Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea.
What does that have to do with your mother? You drove the car.
Yes, I did.
Pay her the money and take it up with the insurance company.
Well, I would have done that, but I did not know about this until March.
So?
And in the meantime, I've had to deal with my youngest granddaughter having major reconstructive surgery. My 15-year-old son has ran away. And I just went through a house fire.
What does that have to do with your mother?
Well,
what does that have to do with your mother? She needs some medication. If you're having a problem because you were fooling around with the rental of this car with Enterprise or because somebody made a mistake, you deal with it. That has nothing to do with your mother.
Well, if she would have read the agreement before she signed it, she would have seen that the wrong name was on there.
Oh, grow up, Miss Collins. How old are you?
I'm 39 years old.
You're 39 years old. You're a mother. You're a grandmother. You're supposed to have responsibility. You're supposed to be...
I do have responsibility.
You don't.
Yes,
you don't.
I do.
Why should she be put in a position of having to worry about her... Put that down. Having to worry about her medication because of your neglect. It's not her problem. She was doing you a favor.
Yes, she was.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,300. Goodbye.
Parties are excused.
Matter of Kane versus Teague. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Ms. Keene, according to what I've read in your complaint, you were living with Mr. Teague's father at the time of his death.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that after his father died, you were put out of the apartment that you had lived in for some time, and some property there belongs to you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you're suing for. He is counterclaiming. He says that you stole some money from his father and you canceled an insurance policy on the car and kept the premium for yourself. So he is counterclaiming for that. How old was your father when he died, Mr. Teague?
71.
And how long had he been living with Miss Keene?
Off and on for 2.5 years, 3 years.
No, ma'am.
How long?
4 years.
When did you meet him?
Met him in 2000.
Where?
At a friend's bar. I was working for her. She needed some help. He had come in. He had some racing coins.
Okay. And when did you move in together?
In October of 2000.
You moved into his house?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Teague says you lived on and off. Is that accurate?
No, ma'am. We separated once because of a flood in East Ridge. Our house was flooded out, and I had to leave for about a month and a half.
Where did he go?
He stayed there in the house.
Why didn't you stay?
They wouldn't let me because of epilepsy and the breathing machine that I was on. FEMA put me out of the house till it could be bleached back out.
Okay, when was that?
That was in
May of 2003.
Okay. Other than that separation, you had lived in the house continuously?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Well, tell me about your understanding of the situation, sir.
She has an apartment, or she had an apartment in government housing in Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
She has a serious drug problem. She would leave the house to go do her drugs, and then she'd beg her way back into my dad's house.
How did you know that, sir?
Because I've seen her stoned. She told me she had a drug problem. Her mother told me she had a drug problem. My father told me she had a drug problem.
When did she tell you she had a drug problem?
Oh, probably after the house flooded. And she was gone for 9 months when the house flooded.
When did she move back into the house with your father?
She got in trouble living in her apartment. She got into a fight with one of the girls that lived next door in the government housing. In January of 2004, she had to go to court. My father paid to get her bond and to get her out of jail and to her fine in court. And I have a check that my father wrote her for $2,600.
Your Honor, that check was from FEMA. That was my money to start with. His father did have it, but it had nothing to do with what his father had.
See the date, ma'am? And our court case for that was in March of that same year.
March of 2004?
Yes, ma'am. The flood was in May of 2003.
Gotcha. Okay. What items, Miss Keene, do you claim are in the house that belong to you?
The living room suite belonged to me. And
do you have a receipt for it?
No, ma'am. I could not go back in the house.
Just a second. Where was it purchased?
I had bought it from a friend. It was a used living room suite. I purchased it from a lady that I'd met through the projects.
Well, then all you had to do was get a receipt from her when you're coming to court.
I could not find her.
What else?
He kept items that his father had gave me, a gun, and his father told him the Saturday before he died that he did want me to have that gun. He kept my clothes.
Just one second. Mr. Teague?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any of her clothing?
No, ma'am.
Did you either discard, give away, throw away any of her clothing?
The only thing I got rid of is the stuff that she left behind the day that she came to the house to pick up her belongings. It was a one-time deal. Get everything of yours here and go. I have a police report stating.
Can I see the police report, please? What you're telling me, Mr. Teague, is that they were not living together in January of 2005. Is that correct?
January of 2004.
They were not living together, and your father passed away?
In October of 2004, October 30th.
October the 29th, Your Honor.
And there were times when she stayed with your father?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, a week before he died, did your father call you to the house, and she was there?
2 weeks before my father passed away.
2 weeks.
Melissa called me to the house.
That's Melissa.
Yes, ma'am.
So she was
called
living
me to
there?
the house. She was staying there at that time.
Okay.
She told me she was leaving. She said, "I'm tired of putting up with him. I'm leaving." And I said, "Well, that's fine. I can take care of my father."
Had she been taking care of him up until that point? He was ill.
No, ma'am.
Just a second. If she wasn't there, and you just said to me, Mr. Teague, be very careful, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
If you said, well, I can take care of my father.
Right.
That presupposes that someone else was taking care of him, and that would have been Miss Keene for at least a period of time. If she called you and said to you, I'm not taking care of him anymore,
I'm leaving.
I'm leaving, then she had been taking care of him.
Okay, yes.
Don't play with me, sir.
I'm not, ma'am.
Good. How long had she been taking care of him?
Well, in September was when the cancer come back. He had cancer, had taken treatments, had gotten better, and then it came back. So he was in the hospital for a couple of weeks.
Your Honor.
Yes.
He was in the hospital for a week. He had got sick that night. I took him to the hospital. I couldn't get in touch with none of his children. We got him to the hospital. Ken's children come in and tried to throw me out of the hospital. Ken told the hospital to throw his children out and bring me back to the room. I stayed there at the hospital with him for 1 week, did not leave, lived there for 1 week in the room with him.
Okay, so what I want to know is how long did you take care of him? 2 months before he died?
For a year with the cancer.
Well, were you living there,
Yes,
madam?
ma'am.
But you were arrested in January of 2004 over an incident that occurred in another location.
Yes, ma'am. We kept the other apartment. Ken wanted me to keep it because I had stuff in it.
I just want to know, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen carefully. How long were you living full-time, taking care of him after he got sick?
For over 6 months.
All right, so we're down from a year to 6 months. That's all.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The doctor told Terry that he was dying. Terry left, and I held his daddy in my arms by myself till he took his last breath.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Melissa Kane says her deceased boyfriend's son, Terry Teague, trashed her belongings. Terry claims Melissa stole money from his late father.
What other property do you claim is there that's yours?
The curtains, my TV was there.
You were unable to produce a receipt for the television.
The stuff was in the house. Mr. Teagues and the cop, which were friends, would not let me go back in the house to get anything, any receipts.
Listen to me. You went back into the house. According to the police, you retrieved personal property, but you were not permitted to take the television set.
They never let me go back in the house.
What else? Ms. Keene, what else?
I had a Dutch oven stove in the back.
Do you have any proof that any of these items belong to you?
It was all in the house, Your Honor.
I don't care if it was in the house, madam. The house was not yours.
Right, and they wouldn't let me go in it to get nothing.
I asked you a simple question.
No, ma'am.
Do you have any proof that any of these items were yours?
No, ma'am.
Well, I can't help you, Ms. Keene. Let's get to your counterclaim, Mr. Teague.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's your claim that first Ms. Keene stole money from your father's wallet.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
The night my father passed away, when I got to the house, Miss Keene was there, and there was already several people there, including the police and the fire department. I went in the house. The funeral home had called, told me the information they needed. I needed his Social Security number. I tried to find his wallet. I looked all over the house, could not find it, and I walked into the living room and said, no one's going to leave here now till my dad's wallet shows up. So, in a few minutes, Miss Keene walked down the hallway back into my father's room and found my dad's wallet laying on top of the pants that I had picked up and checked the pockets to see if the wallet was there.
Okay.
The day that she came to the house to retrieve her belongings, she got angry because the policeman would not allow her to have the television. So she said, I want to see your supervisor. I want to see him now. The officer backed up and was calling on the radio to get his supervisor there. She looked me in the eye and told me that that's okay. I took $700 from his wallet the night he died. And I told her she wouldn't get another penny.
So when she wouldn't get the TV, is what you're telling me she said to you, I'm not going to get the TV, I'm just telling you I took money.
Yes, ma'am. And I have a witness.
Yeah.
I have a witness who heard it.
Who are you?
I'm Steve Kyle. I was there when she came to pick up her items.
How are you related to this family?
Terry's my roommate, so I knew the whole thing, everything that was going on.
Tell me what you heard.
Oh, well, when she found out she wasn't going to get the TV out of the house, that's when she made the statement. She said, that's okay. I took $700 out of your dad's wallet the night he died.
Your Honor, I've never met this gentleman, never seen him in my life, could not tell you who he is. He was not there that day. I did not take no money out of his father's billfold. His father's billfold was under the bed. His daddy, when he died, I was there by myself. I done called the doctor once because Ken didn't sound right. And Terry come in, and the doctor told Terry that he was dying. Terry turned around and said, I've got a card game, and did not tell me he was dying, and left. I called the doctor back myself 30 minutes later when it got worse, and the doctor told me, he said, Miss Kane, I'm going to tell you just like I told his son, if you want to bring him to the hospital, you can, but it's not going to do no good. I said, you mean he's dying? He said, yes, ma'am, I told his son that. I tried to call Mr. Teagues back. He would not answer his cell phone. So I went back in there, and I held his daddy in my arms by myself till he took his last breath. And then when he took his last breath, I laid him down on the bed. And when Terry got there, after the police and everybody else got there.
Had you been there earlier that evening, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you stay?
When I got there, my father was real upset because Melissa wanted to take him to the hospital. My father hated hospitals. He didn't want to go to the hospital.
So
I said, settle down. I'll call the doctor and ask him. My father was coughing up blood. I called the doctor. The doctor told me this is common for someone taking chemotherapy. Have your father just stay there and rest at home.
So the answer is you were there earlier when your father was coughing up blood, and you left. Mr. Teague, answer my question.
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you go when you left?
After we got my father calmed down, I went home My sister was in from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She was leaving to go home the next day. I went and visited with her.
Well, how much time did she spend with her father?
The whole week that we were on, she was in on vacation. Me and my two sisters were there every day.
I don't think I believe that, Mr. Teague.
Well, it's the truth, Your Honor.
I don't think I believe that. If your sister was leaving, and the reason your sister came was because of your father's health, and you got a call from Miss Kane that was sufficiently serious for you to go over there, I don't see why your sister, who was another child, wouldn't have gone over there at the same time. And upon seeing your father in a condition where he was coughing up blood and being agitated, considering what you've told me about Miss Keene, I wouldn't have gone anywhere. If it were my father, I would have stayed around.
May I answer?
Sure.
Okay. We got him settled down. He had coughed up a little blood. The doctor said that was common. One of the neighbors come over. We sat in the living room for an hour and a half watching TV. He was fine. Had I known my father was going to die that night, I would have never left that room. I mean, he had been sick for 15 months. There was no way that I knew my father was going to die.
She stayed with him. At least he didn't die by himself, right?
Right. That was one of his wishes.
That what?
That he didn't die by himself.
But you weren't there. She was there.
That's who he wanted there, ma'am.
That's who your father wanted.
Right.
Don't you think it's about time that you put a period, Mr. Teague?
I'm not understanding the question.
I'm asking you about your counterclaim, sir.
She took money from my father.
I don't know that. Maybe it was her money. If there was money in the wallet, maybe it was her money. But that's what I mean when I say you put a period, Mr. Teague.
I've wanted to put a period. She won't allow me to put a period.
Well, you're putting a period now. It could have been very, very easy, Mr. Teague. It was all over a television set. Why don't you just let her take the television set? What is the big deal? I mean, I'm not going to award her the television set because, quite frankly, she had, Miss Keene, put your hand down. Because, quite frankly, she doesn't have proof that she purchased it. But it would put it down. But it would seem to me that if what you're telling me is your father, whether she was a good person, a bad person, a mediocre person, your father wanted her with him when he died. She did that. She took care of him. I don't care if it was for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month or 2 months. She ministered to him on a daily and nightly basis when you and your sister and whatever other siblings there might be were out doing your own thing, whether it was working, playing, at least at the end, she was there ministering to him. So for that, you should say thank you. And if the whole thing was over a television set, quite frankly, Mr. Teague, it's distressing to me as a human being. Why would you would not have said, listen, you want the TV? Take the TV. My father's not going to watch it anymore. Right.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to show you what he did with my stuff?
Yes.
These are the pictures, and all that was mine is under the clear bags, and he left them out there for over a week. I've got a few things in this bag I'd like to show you. He ruined all my stuff. He gave away all of my groceries. He gave away...
Stop, don't tell me about groceries. I was beginning to feel a little sorry for you.
Can I show you the closet?
Why did you put her stuff outside?
Because when I went to check on my father's insurance and seen that the day we buried my father, she left the graveyard and went straight to where he had his insurance and canceled his insurance on his 2 vehicles and collected the premium. I felt like she had disrespected him for the last time and that I wasn't going to allow her back.
Okay, just a second. So tell me about the insurance policy, Ms. Keene.
The insurance was mine and Ken's.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am. And he had...
Shh. Was it their joint policy?
Her name was on the policy.
Then she had a right to cancel it.
I don't understand that.
Your father wasn't driving anymore, Mr. Teague.
I understand that.
And if her name was on the policy, she had the right to cancel the policy and to collect the premium. That's her right. She's the policy holder, not you. She. And you had no right to throw her stuff out. That was the wrong thing to do. I think that you acted badly, Mr. Teague. I think that you acted very badly. While your father was sick, while he was coughing up blood, while he needed assistance in getting to the bathroom, while he needed assistance in showering, bathing, keeping himself clean, feeding himself, neither you nor your siblings were there ministering to him. For whatever period of time it was and for whatever kind of a person she is, she was there, and she was the person your father wanted there. He didn't say to you when you came, do me a favor, get rid of her. I want you to sit and hold my hand. It's not what he said, and you just told me that. So if that's what your father wanted, and she gave him a little bit of peace before he died, and at the moment of his death, you acted badly. You acted badly in going to the house and taking her keys and telling her to leave. You acted badly over really nothing, no money. I mean, we're not talking about any big money.
No, ma'am, but we were talking about guns, and she has a criminal past that she didn't need to have a gun.
Sir, what are you, the morals monitor?
No, ma'am.
Your father liked her. She was your father's girlfriend. Have you ever been married?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times?
3.
Shh, quiet. Did your father like all of your wives?
Yes, ma'am.
Bad judgment. You didn't. But if he didn't like all of your wives, would that have made a difference to you?
No, ma'am.
No. So your father picked her. You didn't like her? That's too bad for you. But you can't put her stuff outside like this and ruin it because you got into a hissy fit because she canceled insurance that she had an absolute right to cancel. You can't do that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all.
Matter of Montejano versus Martinez.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Ms. Montejano, it is your claim that at a party where I conjure up in my imagination there was a lot of drinking going on, that Ms. Martinez assaulted you. You want her to be responsible for your medical bills and for your pain and suffering as a result of that assault. Ms. Martinez indicates in her answer that this was a case of self-defense.
Yes.
First, tell me, on what date was this party you attended?
It was January 11.
2009?
Right.
And at whose home was the party?
It was at Edson's house.
Who's? Keep your voice up.
Edson's house.
Who was that?
Him. I mean, Nicole's
the house
boyfriend.
is actually mine.
You say it was at his house.
Well, I didn't know she lived there. It was.
You live there as well?
It's my house, yes.
Who owns the house?
I do.
And what was he doing there?
He's my boyfriend.
So you own the house.
He lives
with you.
Mm-hmm.
Who invited you to the party?
A friend of ours.
Who?
I can't say her name, but we were invited personally to that party.
What do you mean you can't say her name?
Her name was Alexia.
You know that person?
Absolutely not.
Do you?
I don't, Your Honor.
Was she at the party?
Yeah, she was there with some other friends. We knew Edson from before. We had been to his house a few times and party. We didn't know he had a girlfriend now.
So you had been to his house before when she wasn't home?
I think he was single back then because we didn't know she lived
there. Is it the
there.
same house?
She didn't live there before.
Listen to me carefully. Is it the same house you went to before?
Yeah.
How many times had you been to the house?
Probably twice.
Twice, did you say?
Yeah.
Before January of 2009, when were you at the house before?
Yeah.
That doesn't require a yes or a no. That requires a date. Before January 2009, when was the last time you were at the house?
I don't remember. It was probably
a month,
like
2 months, 3
more than
months,
a year
6
ago.
months. What?
Probably more than a year ago.
How long have you been living there?
For a few months.
This is going to get better. Okay, so January 11th, you were invited by some girl. Now, who did you see? Did you see her when you got there?
Yeah.
What time did you get there?
We got there like around 11.
Who did you go to the party with?
Me, April, and my sister.
Let's go. You got there at 11 o'clock. What happened when you got there?
When we got there, we were dancing, and there was some girls already fighting. They were already fighting. I don't know why, because there was some girls dancing on their table, and I don't know why they were fighting, but they were fighting right in front of me. And we were about to leave, but then they calmed down, so we decided to stay a little longer. So we were just having a good time, partying. Even Edson came up to us and gave us a hug, and he was like, "Hey guys, how are you guys?" And we were like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And
he does that to everybody.
Listen to me.
We don't have a table.
Shh, quiet. How much drinking were you doing, and what were you drinking?
I only had a mixed drink.
What kind of alcohol were you drinking?
It was vodka with like Sprite.
Did you meet any guys there that night? Is not an answer. Did you meet any guys there that night?
Yeah.
Did you end up in the bathroom with one of them?
No.
For sure.
Did you end up in the bathroom with somebody?
No, he wanted to walk me to the bathroom, and I kept telling him to leave.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you if you ended up in the bathroom with somebody.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the answer. With whom?
I didn't know him.
Who walked into the bathroom first, you or the guy?
I did, and then he followed me.
And after he followed you into the bathroom, who closed the door?
He did.
And what did you do in the bathroom?
I was telling him to get out because I needed to use our bathroom, and I wasn't feeling good, and he wouldn't get out.
Don't look down. Look at me.
And he wouldn't get out, and then that's when they started knocking on the door.
Yeah.
And that's when I told him to get out. I was like, get out, get out. And he got out, and I stayed in the restroom because I needed to use the restroom.
That's not true.
Okay. Now let's just take it up to there, Miss Martinez, because I read your answer very carefully. Let's start with knocking at the bathroom door. You were trying to get people out of the house.
Yes, I had gotten overcrowded. Me and him started kicking people out. He was pounding on the door. I came to see what was going on. My lock is one of those you could just stick like a card in and just unlock it. So that's what I did because the door was locked. I unlocked it. She's wrapped in my towels and he has his pants down. So I go, I shut the door. I go, I'm giving you 5 minutes to get changed and get out of my restroom. I waited. I started kicking more people out. I came back. He had already fled by the time I came back. He ran out as fast as he could. I came in. She's kneeling in my restroom, and she's telling me to hold on. I go, no. I gave you 5 minutes to put your clothes on, and I asked you to get out, and I asked you nicely, and I didn't do anything. She didn't want to listen. She kept telling me to hold on, so I grabbed her, and I pulled her out of my restroom, and I told her to leave. We then started throwing punches at each other because she got because of the way I pulled her out, and that's when everything had started. Next thing I know, I have 2 other girls come and jump me as well. I have 3 of them on top of me by myself.
You mean these 2 girls?
Those 2.
Okay.
Which I don't know what the 16-year-old was doing at my house or why she would bring a 16-year-old to my house, but she was there.
Who's 16?
She's 17.
What were you doing there? What were you doing there?
We went to, I wanted to go with her, and yeah, we ended up there at the party.
That you didn't go to until 11 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Who do you live with?
My mom and my dad.
They let you go to a party at 11 o'clock at night?
My parents weren't home that weekend.
Hey.
Sorry.
Our parents weren't home that weekend, so we left.
She just said she was at home with her parents.
How many times do I have to tell you, don't speak to me.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Don't speak to me sitting down, and don't stand up until I ask you.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah.
Perfect. So your parents weren't home that night, or the whole weekend?
Yeah.
But you knew it was the wrong thing to do.
Yes.
Now you can sit down. Okay, go ahead, Miss Martinez.
All 3 of them had a full grip of my hair, and I was trying to swing. I couldn't because they had me like literally bent over. And the first thing I grabbed was a bottle, and I swung. I didn't know who I was swinging at. I just swung. I got her. She still kept fighting, and both of them kept fighting. The guys had finally pulled us all apart. April then comes running back in. He steps in the middle of us because she's getting ready to hit me. And she's hitting him, trying to get through him to me. And then that's when more guys come, get her off of him, take her outside, and ask them to leave.
How many people were drunk that night?
I'd probably say 95% of the people that were there.
And that would be including you and including her?
I wasn't, because I was actually watching everything that was going on. Because I'm the owner of the house, I was just kind of patrolling. However, at the end of the night, when all the fight had happened, her sister actually came up to me and said, I really apologize for my sister, but she's really wasted.
That is not true.
Shh. Okay. Are you speaking sitting down? Don't get up, I didn't ask you. Not a shouting match here. This is a courtroom.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sandra Montejano says party hostess Nicole Martinez beat her up during a wild night of drinking. Nicole claims she was acting in self-defense.
Okay, tell me your version. Now you're in the bathroom. Now you're in the bathroom. And if you think that I believe that he followed you into the bathroom and nothing was going on there,
I don't even remember that guy taking his
because
pants
you were
off.
wasted, because you drank too much.
Maybe he tried to do something with me while I was using the restroom.
Because you were drunk. Because you drank too much. And you brought, she's your younger sister? Hey, I'm speaking. Now you're trying to talk over me. First I can't hear you, and now you're trying to talk over me. That's your kid sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first thing you did wrong was to take your sister out to a place you knew you shouldn't have taken her, right?
Right.
Did you let her drink when you were there?
No.
Did you drink anything?
No.
Yeah, baloney.
She didn't drink.
Baloney.
And I wouldn't be making out with the guy in the restroom knowing that my little sister is outside.
Yeah, yes you would have.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you absolutely would have, for the
I
same
wouldn't have
reason that
wanted
you took her
anybody
out
to
at
know
11
either.
o'clock at night. Now, give me your version. And I have other things to do today.
I don't remember. Half of what she's saying, it's a lie. Because
I didn't
never
ask you half of what she's saying is a
Okay.
lie. I asked you your
This is what
version. Hey,
happened.
you're trying to talk over me again? I asked you to tell me your version of what happened after she told you to get out of the bathroom.
Okay, what happened is...
That you first told me you weren't in with a guy.
No, I did. I told you I was, but I didn't... I never did anything with that
First
guy.
you told me you weren't. Now let's move on. You're in the bathroom. She tells you to get out of the bathroom. He leaves. Go ahead.
Okay, as soon as he walks out of the bathroom, I start, using the bathroom. And that's when she tried to get me out of the bathroom. And I was like, hold on, I need to use the bathroom. And I didn't know who was knocking the door. When I came out of the bathroom, she just pulled me and started stalking me until I was shocked, like punching me all over the place. And I was shocked. I didn't even have a chance to defend myself.
And
so I remember seeing myself in the floor crying, and then they were telling me to leave, that we were going home already. So when we were walking out, I was like, did she just hit me like that or randomly? Like, I'm shocked. I can't believe she just attacked me like that. So I'm like, who is she? I wanna know who she is. I wasn't looking for a fight. I was just going to confront her. Like, why did she do that? I didn't do anything wrong.
I have a police.
So when we were leaving, she was outside surrounded by all these guys. And it seemed like all they wanted was just fight. Because I went up, I was walking
Don't tell
towards
me what
her.
it seems. Just tell me what happened.
Well, because when I was walking towards her, she just cracked the beer bottle in my head without even knowing why was I walking towards her for. I wasn't even sure if she was the one that had attacked me in the first place.
You mean you're in a tight area in somebody's house, right outside the bathroom, and you're not sure who it was who attacked you?
Right.
Right,
I
because
was
you were
I was
drunk.
still in my mind. I was still looking for the girl that attacked me, and I don't know where she just.
Drunk. As a skunk. Drunk. Go to the hospital?
Yeah.
I want to see the report. And I want to see the police report. Thank you, sir. I don't want the hospital bills. I want the hospital report.
Well, I requested them, and they never called me back. They said they were gonna give me a call back to go pick them up.
Okay. You told the police officer that when plaintiff came to you, you swung a beer bottle that was in your right hand. Is that right? That's what you
No.
told the police. That's what you told the police.
That's what they put down, yes.
No, that's what you told them.
Okay.
And at the police station, you acknowledged that you were wrong and that you shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a start. You had no right to hit her with a beer bottle. You understand that?
I know.
Once somebody tells you to leave their house, you have to leave.
We were leaving.
No. Immediately. You overstayed your welcome. You were in the bathroom doing something you shouldn't have been doing. She wanted you to leave. It's her house. You should have left immediately. That doesn't mean that she has the right to lose it, which she clearly did. And so she has to be responsible. You have no health insurance?
No,
Have any of these bills been paid?
not yet.
How many stitches did you have?
2.
What was the total amount of your bills?
$6,700.
Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That should cover some of your medical bills. Now, can we have the next case, please?
This is case number 9 on the calendar in the matter of McKay versus Rodriguez.
22-year-old April McKay is suing Nicole Martinez's boyfriend, Edson Rodriguez, for assaulting her at the party in question.
Have the parties been sworn?
Yes, they have.
Okay. All right. Ms. McKay, you were at the party. You were the third member of this triumvirate who went there.
Correct.
And it is your claim that Mr. Rodriguez assaulted you.
Correct.
According to the police, very uncooperative, Mr. Rodriguez.
Correct.
Why were you being uncooperative with the police?
He asked me to remain seated, and I stand up to get some water. That's why that was considered cooperation.
What, you were dying for a drink?
Well, he asked me to remain seated, and I was upset because of the whole situation, and they just got into a house, and I went to get water. That was it.
You think that I believe that?
I think, yeah.
No. How much did you have to drink that night,
I didn't
Mr.
drink
Rodriguez? At all?
At all.
So you tell me, Miss McKay, how he assaulted you.
Basically, it's from the start, just the way their case was earlier. We were there at the party for a while, enjoying our time. We got invited by some friends. Anyway, so I seen Sandra coming out, and this girl, don't remember. But anyway, she came out of the restaurant. They started fighting. So I went over there to separate them. And I was trying to separate them as, you know, so she came and tried to help me to separate Sandra and Nicole from fighting. That's when Edson came up to me and grabbed me and said, no, let them fight. Don't, you know, just let them fight. So no, I was telling him I'm not going to let them fight. I'm going to go and separate them. I want to leave. I'm not here to, you know, have any fights against anybody. So I pulled him apart again. That's when he grabbed me by the hair and started punching me. He dragged me down to the floor and started socking me in my chest. Then, therefore, we both went to the hospital for that. While I was getting dragged down by his fists and he was hitting me on the chest, I heard Sandra screaming and I heard a beer bottle break. I heard screaming. That's when the cops arrived, and that's it. I don't know what happened after that.
Go ahead.
Ma'am, Your Honor, she's 100 pounds, 5 feet tall. If I will beat her up, she will be in the hospital for a couple of weeks.
Oh, you're a big macho guy.
And I know you understand that. Now, according to the police report, it says that 2 male guys were punching her in the stomach, and she just said that, and she didn't admit that. And I have that in writing according to a police report.
Is there another male there?
No, not that I know of.
Can I see a copy of your hospital record?
Sure.
I have the police report.
There's that.
You were driving that night, Ms. McKay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have anything to drink that night?
No, Your Honor.
Go ahead, sir. I'm listening to you.
She declared, I mean, according to...
Don't tell me what she declared here. I'm asking you to talk to me. Did you hit her?
No, I don't.
Didn't put your hand on her?
Yeah, I did.
How?
I grabbed her hands so she wouldn't punch my girlfriend, and was trying to control the situation. Then she fell down, and I didn't attack her at any time.
How did she get a chest contusion?
Well, that's a lie.
No, that's according to what the doctor says.
Yeah, she also said...
And that's according to what
well,
the
she got involved in the fight when my girlfriend was fighting Sandra. I couldn't be back then.
So you mean when all 3 girls were involved in the fight, she could have gotten punched then?
Correct.
So you just pulled her away?
Just pulled her away, trying to control.
Did she fall?
Yes.
Tell me how she fell.
Right when I noticed she wasn't there anymore, I just turned around. I didn't look at her falling, right? It was like 10, 15 people outside trying to control the whole situation. Now, over there says that there were 2 guys attacking her, which now she declared that's not true.
Yeah, are you trying to tell me what I have to look at in order to evaluate this case?
No, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
I asked, just tell me what happened. You pulled her off her.
Pulled her off her, trying to control the situation.
And she fell. I'm not satisfied that Mr. Rodriguez punched you and assaulted you. I think he probably grabbed you and got you off her, and you probably fell. But I think there was a whole lot of fighting going on there. And the only one who did something that was actionable was her. Because she knows that when she picked up that beer bottle, took that beer bottle that was in her hand, and hit her over the head with it, she knew it was wrong. And she knew it was wrong because she had allowed this group to come into her home and then got angry when this young lady wouldn't leave as quickly as she wanted her to leave. She sort of acknowledges that even in her answer, lost her temper and lost her cool. And she can do that as long as she doesn't do it with a beer bottle. He had nothing to do with it. Your case against Mr. Rodriguez is dismissed. That's all. Thank you.
Please excuse me. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Ms. Gardner, you and Mr. Zaleski lived together for a period of time. It is your claim that he owes you for some old bills, some rent, and fines. Mr. Zaleski says that he agreed, when the 2 of you parted ways, to a restraining order issued in your favor. And sort of as a quid pro quo, you agreed to take on the responsibility of the bills and the house and the lease, etc. Is that right, sir?
That's correct, Your Honor.
As far as the fines were concerned, he says he never borrowed any money from you. So, when did you live together?
From July of 2003 through the end of June 2004.
And did you both sign a lease?
The first year, his credit wasn't good enough, so I was the only person on the lease for the first year. There were 2 leases involved.
Do you claim that he owes you any money from the first lease?
Yes.
So if he owes you money from the first lease, why did you sign another lease with him?
Because the first lease, I was giving him an opportunity to get back on his feet. He wasn't paying rent from his first place. His roommates were kicking him out. So we had the agreement that he would pay me back if I gave him the opportunity to get back on his feet.
But he didn't do that. He didn't pay you back. And he didn't pay his other roommates back.
Correct.
And despite that, you signed yet another lease with him.
At that time, he was an investment. I had already lent him.
He's a bad investment. That means you had bad judgment.
I did.
So now let's start out with lease number 2, because I'm not interested in lease number 1. When did you sign the second lease?
In May of 2004.
Did you sign the lease too, sir?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Very good. And how much was the rent?
My share was $505 a month.
Is that right?
He's correct.
Okay. Did you pay it?
I paid for the first month that I lived there.
How many months did you live there?
Well, 17 days after we moved into the apartment, she informed me that she wanted to end our relationship, and she instructed me that I was to go out and get my own apartment and take care of myself on my own.
So you're telling me that you paid May's rent?
Actually, we moved in, the lease started June 1st.
You mean the landlord gave you a freebie for May?
We moved in at the end of May. They gave us a few free days at the end of May to move in.
Okay. And he moved out when?
The last weekend in June.
Did you pay June's rent?
Yes, I did.
Show me.
I paid all but $30 of it. I have it all documented.
Let me see. Chad. What are these things, these receipt things?
Those were receipts that I was giving a copy to her every time I made a payment to her.
Excuse me?
Excuse me? Did you ever see these before?
No.
Of course not. He does nice tabs, but Mr. Zaletsky, what you're trying to tell me is that the woman that you were sleeping with every night, you would give her a receipt if you gave her $40. I just want you to see if that's what you're trying to tell me.
After this process, probably.
What does that mean? After this process, probably. I want to know, sir. You were living with her?
Not at the time the payments were made.
Oh.
Those were made after she had kicked me out of the apartment.
Did he give you money after he was kicked out of the apartment?
No.
Of course not. By the way, do you have a checking account?
No, not right now.
Did you?
Did I have
Ever have
Yes.
a checking account?
Yes.
Let me
and
see.
It was from October 2003 to May 2004. Those are all payments made for bills and to Sarah Gardner, check duplicates, and bank statements.
Why don't you have a checkbook anymore, sir?
Because the balance that I had at this bank account was overdrawn, and I did not have time to open up a new banking account.
So you had an overdrawn bank account because you didn't have any money?
Correct.
And yet you were giving her money for some old bills, according to you, that going back to 2003. Is that what you're telling me?
She can be very demanding, Your Honor.
Uh-huh. Okay. 505 you owe her for June because you have no payment here for June, other than the yellow little receipts that I don't believe. Yeah, you can give this back to him. He's got nice color. He did a nice job here, I must say. This is a very, very nice job.
Not as good as she did lying.
Sir, you don't understand. There is no payment for June's rent.
I have the original cash ledger with every payment that I gave her.
I'm not interested in 2003. If she was dumb enough to sign up with you again after you owed her, allegedly, all this money from 2003, that's her problem. That comes under the category of being dumb. I'm just talking about June 2004's rent. And if you can show me that you paid $505 for June 2004's rent, I'll give you credit for it.
Well,
can you or can you not?
the total amount of rent due from the first lease...
I'm not interested in the first lease.
I overpaid her, Your Honor.
Listen to me.
No.
Show me a check for June's rent.
I cannot do that.
All right. Now, what about this fine, Miss Gardner? When was it? What was it for?
In October of 2003, he got his license taken away. It was for an old parking ticket he didn't pay for. In May of 2004, he wanted to get his license back. He had about $1,300 in fines. The only actual evidence I could come up with that I paid was $475. I know there was more, but I have evidence for $475 of those fines.
Can I see it, please?
Yes.
What about these fines, Mr. Zaletsky?
That was money loaned so we could get those cleared up so we could move to Madison.
We. I don't understand the we. Who got the tickets?
I did.
So when did it become a plural, we, so that we could clear them up?
When we were moving on to the next chapter in our relationship and our lives after she graduated college and we were moving to Madison.
They're your fines. Why should she pay them?
She offered.
Because he promised to pay me back.
Of course he did. So we have a new boyfriend, Miss Gardner.
Yes.
Does he have a job?
Yes, he does.
Does he pay his own way?
Yes, he does, and then some.
Good. Well, at least you learn.
Real quick.
Eventually.
Right. Learn from our mistakes.
Okay. Now, you, sir, say that she agreed to sort of swallow hard with regard to this entire debt. If you consented to a protective order, even though you really weren't harassing her, right? So let's start with the fact that she signed up for a protective order because you were bothering her.
Yes.
You were summoned to court. You consented to the order.
Correct.
Show me where she said, I will assume all of the responsibility.
Can I just say something?
I want to look at it. You can say whatever you want after I look at his
See,
evidence.
it's the last sentence on page 2 and
Yes.
page 3. She stated it twice, Your Honor.
I'm going to look at it, sir. Oh, what she says is, Aaron owes me several $1,000s, but I'm willing to cut my losses to get him out of my life.
Correct.
Well, she is cutting her losses, sir. She says you owe it several $1,000s. I just cut it down for you to $980.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
You say, let's lie to the police, because you knew you were going to have real trouble if you were caught behind the wheel of the car, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sarah Gardner says ex-boyfriend Aaron Zaleski owes for breaking an apartment lease. Aaron says Sarah told him to move out.
Now let's get to your counterclaim.
Okay. Sarah Gardner kicked me out on June 17th, 2004.
Sarah Gardner, according to you, told you that she thought it was time for you to get out of the apartment, correct?
Actually, it was a trial separation where I got my own apartment and she had her own apartment, but we were still trying to continue to be friends. There were instances where she even cooked me dinner a few nights, watched movies after I was gone.
Listen, not Oprah. What's your counterclaim about?
My counterclaim is to make up the difference in rent accrued in the apartment since she got evicted and kicked me out. I signed the lease along with her mother as a co-signer, and the rent currently due is $4,985, and I am requesting half of that amount, which is $2,492.50.
Why? Who's suing you?
They will be suing as soon as the apartment is re-rented. She jumped the gun and decided to sue before it was closed.
Your counterclaim is premature, sir.
So would her claim be then too, wouldn't it?
No, sir. You lived there in June. Your behind was in the bed in June. You didn't pay the rent, so you owe her for that. You gathered up hundreds and hundreds of dollars in fines. She paid them. That is not something in futuro. The fact that you think that the landlord may come after you for unpaid rent for the lease that you signed is speculative. Do I make myself clear?
Clear.
Counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $980. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Said one more thing. Look up. Look up. Say thank you, God.
Thank you, God. Honestly, I'm just glad that's over. I hope I never have to see him again.
Unfortunately, my best was never good enough for her.
He's got issues.
She gave me the greatest year of my life, and I've never been loved more by anybody so genuinely. And I'm going to miss that, and it haunts me every day.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Shirley versus Edwards step forward.
Financial officer Ron Shirley is suing the father of his son's friend, private detective Rick Edwards, for the cost to fix his Honda Del Sol. Ron says Rick's son, Clayton, crashed it into a gate.
Tell me your first name.
Scott.
How old are you, Scott?
17.
Clayton, 16.
And these are your fathers.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
According to what I read, Scott, you were out driving your father's car, with your father's permission, I assume?
That's correct.
And you let Clayton drive your father's car.
Yes.
Clayton had an accident while driving your father's car, and Mr. Shirley, you want Clayton and his father to be responsible for the damage caused while Clayton was behind the wheel of the car.
That's correct.
Mr. Edwards says it is not his son's fault, and therefore he is not responsible for the damage. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Scott, tell me when this accident happened.
Last year, August 13th, I think.
Who was in your dad's car?
It was me on the passenger side, and he was driving.
How did it come about that he was driving?
He asked me if he can drive my car home, and I said,
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you say?
I said, okay.
What happened, Clayton?
I first got in, and then as we were driving away, I pushed the brakes, and then it didn't make the car stop. And then by the time I realized that the brakes weren't going, I tried to swerve, and I hit a gate into a pole. And then after we looked down, we looked at the accelerator was stuck under the floor mat. That's how the car crashed.
And what happened at that point, Clayton?
Me and Scott talked it over, and then
What do you mean you talked it over?
we talked about the situation about me being only 15 at the time and me not having a license or insurance.
When you talked it over, what did you say to him and what did he say to you?
I recall saying that I was 15 at the time and did not have insurance and that we should switch spots and that I'd pay him back any way I can.
So you said to Scott, let's lie to the police.
I told them to switch spots.
You told him to switch spots for the purpose of lying to the police.
Yes, ma'am.
And Scott said?
He reluctantly said yes.
When you say he reluctantly said yes, what does that mean?
Because we were both scared at the time. We didn't know what to do. So then we both agreed to do that because I said I'd pay him back any way I could.
So when the police came, you did lie to the police, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what happened, Scott?
And then, like, my parents paid for all the damages. It turned out to be a lot of money, so I decided that to tell my parents the truth.
And Mr. Shirley, you contacted Mr. Edwards?
I did.
And what happened when you contacted Mr. Edwards?
He suggested that we would do more harm for the boys than good by amending the police report, and that he would honor the damages to the car and offer to pay for them.
Is that right?
That's basically right, Your Honor.
And then what happened?
Well, after about 24 hours, I thought it through and decided that that was not a position I wanted to take. I didn't want to foster a false police report, and I brought my son to the police, and we corrected the report.
Absolutely the right thing to do. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, my son was arrested for false information to a police officer, a misdemeanor. He's been on probation and had to do community service.
And Clayton, what happened to you as a result of this debacle on the 13th of August?
Police officer came to my house and he changed the report and said that I got a ticket for unlicensed driver. I went to court and paid the fine. And then my father dealt with me, and I'm still on corporal punishment as we speak.
You're on corporal punishment? You mean he beats you every day?
No.
That's corporal punishment, sir. You're not on capital punishment, right?
No.
Not yet.
You're on corporal punishment, which means that your father takes you downstairs and beats you every day?
No.
Capital punishment? He kills him every
That would be capital.
No, that's corporal. That's corporal, sir. Corporal punishment.
Well, my version would be capital.
Oh, I get that.
Well, I'd like to know what you did to your son, sir.
He's being punished in various ways.
Well, give me an example.
By cutting off money, making him work harder than
Does
he
he
ever
drive
has.
a car?
He drives a car back and forth to school and to baseball games, yes, ma'am.
What kind of car does he drive?
A truck.
How many cars do you have in your family?
4.
So he has the use of this truck by himself.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's not much of a punishment.
There's
and
more.
he did, shh. Bottom line is he got a ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
And how much did it cost you, Mr. Shirley, to fix the car and to fix the gate?
Well, the gate was covered by insurance. Unfortunately, that's a claim on our insurance. That was around $8,000 or $9,000. The car itself was over $3,000.
And your son now has an arrest, and he's doing community service.
Right.
And he's on probation.
Correct.
That feel balanced to you, Mr. Edwards?
I'm sorry. One more time, Your Honor.
Does that feel balanced to you?
It doesn't feel that bad to me, Your Honor.
Let me try to give it to you again, Mr. Edwards, because you don't look like a bad guy.
I don't think
I don't think you are either. I just think that maybe you're an overindulgent, overly protective parent, but maybe you're just overly protective of your pocketbook. But I want to give you a scenario, and you tell me if you think that these are equal. Where were you born, sir?
California.
You had to think about that? You had no idea where you were born?
I was trying to think of the city.
You were born in the state of California,
Yes.
the United States of America.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Scott, where were you born?
China.
And when did you come to the United States of America?
3 years ago.
And this happened last year, is that right?
Yes.
So that you were here for 2 years?
Yes.
Okay. So you have somebody born in the state of California, someone here for 2 years. You say, let's lie to the police. According to you, reluctantly, because you gave them a little bit of pressure, because you knew you were going to have real trouble if you were caught behind the wheel of the car, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. You said, we're going to tell the police that you were driving. Scott said, all right, maybe I'll get in trouble if I let you drive. So he said, okay. He fessed up because it bothered him that his family had to spend all this money, and he, in his heart, knew that he wasn't the one driving. So in his head, he said, well, I'm really not responsible. He's partially responsible because he shouldn't have let you drive the car. But initially you promised to pay for the damage, right?
Yes, and it wasn't quick enough as he would like.
Well, he expected you to go to your father and say to your father, listen, I did the wrong thing. I promised I'd pay for the damage, Dad. Could you lend me the money and I'm going to work it off? That's what it means by keeping your word. But you didn't go to your father right away, did you?
We thought that was the best thing. Me and Scott talked about it.
Don't tell me what you thought was the best. You chose to do nothing. We have somebody who was more wrong than not, who has suffered no consequence whatsoever. He's driving around in a truck, all his own, according to you, despite the fact that he says he's subjected to corporal punishment every day. You say he's got to work a little bit harder than he used to.
Much harder.
Well, he should work a lot harder, sir, because he should pay you back the money that I'm going to order you to pay, because your son is at least partially responsible, and in my view, I have to attribute the cost of this act between the two of you. Now, your out-of-pocket expenses for the car were $3,000, and you would agree that your son is at least partially responsible for letting him drive the car. And believe me, you know the excuse of the brake pad got caught under the rug? You know that excuse? That's the other excuse? Don't buy it. So, when you do the wrong thing, you have to fess up and pay up. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. I believe that $500 of that has to be absorbed by your son for his bad judgment in letting somebody else drive your car. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
That's all.
Parties on the calendar in the matter of Rathgaber versus Borsity. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
It is your claim that the defendant had you falsely arrested for assault.
Yes, that's right, Your Honor.
And the defendant says that you did, in fact, hit him at a bar. He had every... He had every right to call and make a complaint, and that's your problem. So why don't you tell me how you know him and when this incident took place?
The incident took place in February of this year at a nightclub around the corner from my house. I did not know Mr. Borsity from Adam at the time. When he accosted me in this bar and was trying to convince me that I should leave with him and his friend to go somewhere, as he put it, a little more exciting. At that time, he started pushing me slightly, and we were by the revolving doors, and I was afraid he was going to try and push me out the doors of the restaurant.
How was he pushing you? Show me how he was pushing you.
With his hands around my waist, and I was facing him. It was very uncomfortable. I tried to turn. As I was wearing backless shoes, I tried to turn so that I could stop myself from being pushed. And it only lasted a couple of seconds before the manager at the time yelled over for him to cut it out and take a seat, which he did. However, at the very end of the evening, Mr. Borsity again came forward and, was basically asking me, don't you want to go somewhere else? Where are we going after this? That sort of thing. And I finally had lost my patience with him, and I believe what I said to him was, the closest you're going to get to leaving this bar with me is if I kick you in the butt on your way out the door.
Okay.
At which point, he grabbed me by the shoulders, and I broke his grip and slapped him. He had twice accosted me before I slapped him.
Just a second. So he grabbed you by the shoulders.
Yes.
And you pushed his arms away and slapped him. Okay, what happened next?
After that, he became really enraged, and his arm went up, and I believe he was going to strike me, but at that time, about 3 or 4 other people stepped in and pulled him off. When they finally let go of him, the first thing he did, apparently, was to turn and push poor Vince into a bunch of chairs. My understanding is that he was injured. I was standing nowhere near anyone at the time. No one was restraining me, and it says in the warrant as well that...
Okay, so that's what happened. Now, you went home that night.
Yes.
Nothing else happened. There was no other contact between the two of you.
As I was leaving, a friend of mine had agreed to walk me out. Mr. Borsity and Mr. Duffy had circled back around in their truck and were waiting for me outside and approached me. Jason, who was escorting me out, said, get back in the car. We don't want any trouble. You guys have, you've caused enough trouble this evening. Don't talk to her, don't anything. And they kept walking. And that's when Vince said, my buddy just wanted to apologize, and Mr. Borsity didn't say anything even like that. But there was no altercation or anything outside. I was like, yeah, fine, whatever, it's done. Got in my car, and I went home that evening.
And the next thing that happened was?
The next thing that happened with him is that I'm basically getting out of my shower on a Saturday evening. There's a sheriff pounding on my front door. I've got a robe and a towel on my head, and I'm arrested for an assault that never happened.
What happened with that case?
Well, when we went to court, my attorney had hired a private investigator who had talked to everyone involved. But when we got to the court...
What happened to the case?
It got thrown out.
It was dismissed.
Yes, it was dismissed. They didn't even take it to trial. They said there wasn't enough evidence.
Okay. Now I'll hear you.
We were in the bar, we were drinking, we were doing karaoke. She was in the bar when we arrived. As the night went on, we were talking about several conversations. There was nobody else in the bar. There was only 5 people in the bar total. This, what she said, is a lot of fiction, a lot of fiction. We were talking about the martial arts and things like that, and she basically said, in an inebriated state, that she could probably take me in a conflict. Anyway, I went to the restroom, and I came back. Then she made another derogatory comment to me about my endowment. And I told her, I said...
What did she say to you?
Oh, she was talking to the other bartender, and she's looking at me, and she said, I think he probably has a small, you know. That's what she said. And I said, were you talking to me? And she, with a smirk on her face, she said, oh, no, I was talking about somebody else. And I go, whatever. And I called her. I walked away from her, right?
Why did you call her name?
Because she was speaking to me. Because she was speaking. There was nobody else in the room, and she was smirking. And she had already, you know, said she thought she could take me in a fight, and she was acting, you know. And she'd been up. She's not a wallflower, Your Honor. She had been up doing karaoke. She had done 4 or 5 songs, you know, over the course of the evening. But anyway, make a long story short, she, as I was walking away, she said it again that, you know, I think she probably could take me in karate. And I said, well, I slapped down some money.
This was after you called her a name.
After I called her, yes, I did call her.
Mm-hmm.
And I slapped down some money on the table, and I said, there's $5 here that says you can't, you know, that you couldn't take me.
So you challenged her to, shh,
well, no,
please? You challenged her.
Well, I just basically said, yes, I did, I guess.
Okay.
And then Ron, the bartender here, he was bartending at the time, he witnessed it, and he said, take it outside if you're going to do anything. You know, I picked up my money and started walking away from her, and she came up behind me, tapped me on the shoulder, I turned around, she slapped me. And I looked at her and I said, what, are you crazy, right? She slapped me again. Then Vince jumped, he was on a stool, he came around, grabbed me and put my arms around me so it wouldn't go any further escalation, right? While my arms are being held like this, she punched me with a closed fist, okay? I broke free of him, that's how he got injured. When I threw him off me, he hit a table, he fell down, okay? Then she swung at me again, I grabbed her and I put her down on the floor. And then the other bartender, her friend Jason, he came around from the back of the bar and held her while I left. And that's what happened.
This is the 4th version of this story
Just
that
a second.
he's told.
You testified, is that right?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Both of you were drunk. The only one that wasn't drunk was him.
That's not true, in fact.
Oh, yes, it is.
No.
Oh, yes, it is.
And later today,
He came into my home, took off his clothes, and went straight to the bar.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Susan Rathgaber says she was arrested when fellow bar patron Duff Borsity falsely accused her of assault. Duff says she slapped him twice and then punched him.
Now, you weren't injured.
Well, I was no, I wasn't, ma'am. I did good.
And so you went home.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
You did not call the police from the bar.
No, I did not.
Did you drive yourself home immediately?
Well, no, I waited for him to come out. My roommate, Vince.
How long did you wait outside for Vince?
Probably about 5-10 minutes.
Is there any reason why you didn't call the police from the bar where there were witnesses?
He asked me to leave, and I didn't want to cause a scene there.
Who asked you to leave?
The bartender, Ron Jolly.
Okay, now step up. You know the plaintiff.
Yes, ma'am.
Before that evening, had you ever met the defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you friendly with Mr. Borsky?
Yes, ma'am.
And what about the plaintiff?
She was a regular at the club probably about a year since I started working there.
Okay, did you ever have any words with her?
No, ma'am.
Have any problems with her?
No, ma'am.
Did she ever become drunk and sloppy?
Once or twice, maybe, yes.
She did?
Yes.
And do you remember how much each of these 2 people had to drink that night?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
Both of them were pretty well intoxicated, yes.
And when the defendant left, he said he went out and got in his pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
Who drove home?
That I don't know.
Who drove home?
I did, ma'am.
Drunk?
Yes, ma'am. She drove home drunk, too.
I'm going to get there. I thought you lived around the corner. Did you drive home?
Yes, ma'am, I did, but I had waited in the club for about 40 minutes by the time I left. And I waited in my car with Jason for about another 20 after that. And I actually had only had 3 beverages over a 4-hour period that
I don't think that's what he's saying. Is that right?
No, ma'am. I was serving shots to both parties all night.
And they were both pretty well drunk.
Correct. And this did happen around 1:30. And when I left the bar at 2 o'clock, there was nobody outside.
Okay. Now, you want to tell me what you observed that
yes,
night?
They were sitting on one side of the bar over here. She was on the other side of the bar. There was conversation back across the bar. The fact of the martial arts did come up. At that point, I did take keen to the conversation because when people are drinking in a bar, a conversation like that comes up, you need to keep an eye on them. Then I did see Mr. Borsity come around. She did actually challenge him a few times, and there was a bet made. He walked around, he put money on the bar, and at that point I told both of them to go outside. At that time, he picked the money up from the bar, put it back in his pocket. She got up from her seat, tapped him on the shoulder. As soon as he turned around, she took her open fist and slapped him right in his face. His head actually turned completely to the side.
And then what did you see?
She stepped back in an aggressive stance. She was smiling, laughing. I asked her then to grab her things and leave. She took a few steps towards him again, slapped him a second time. That's when Vince came around. He tried to hold Duffy back, and then that's when she hit him again. He took Duffy, threw him off. He went over one table, landed at the base of another table. I was getting furious. I was like, you guys need to leave right now, because then that looks bad on me because I'm not controlling the situation.
I got you. Okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, that's just not the story that Mr. Borsity told the police, and it's not the story that was in his warrant that he swore out under oath.
Just a second. Let me tell you something. Both of you were drunk. The only one that wasn't drunk was him.
That's not true, in fact.
Oh, yes, it is.
No.
Oh, yes, it is. He wasn't drunk. The two of you were drunk. That's why I don't care what he swore to in the warrant. I don't care what you're telling me happened, because neither one of you have a clear picture of what happened. He has a very clear picture of what happened. Clear as a bell. I believe that you hit him.
In self-defense?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Nope. I don't. I don't believe it was in self-defense. I believe that you hit him. I don't believe that you injured him. He says you didn't injure him.
No, she didn't.
But you still can't put your hands on somebody. You can't slap somebody twice. You can't, but just because you're a girl.
Well, it was perfectly acceptable for him to push me around in a bar.
Well, he didn't push you around at all.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. You may not like what he said to you. You may not like that he was coming on to you. Let's leave or whatever. If you didn't like what he had to say to you and you thought he was drunk or you thought he wasn't being respectful, you could have gotten in your car and gone home. You chose to stay. You chose to stay until 1 o'clock in the morning. So nothing that he said to you was that offensive because the place wasn't hopping with a whole bunch of other people. I believe that you put your hands on him first. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. She made it out like she was a little wallflower. She's a rough chick.
His own two stories to the police and on his warrant didn't match what he just told the judge.
She's a liar, and she got just what she deserved, and I'm glad I won. Judge Judy was right on.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Niku versus Pugh. Step forward, please.
Limo driver Tony Niku is suing computer analyst Rhonda Pugh for the unpaid cost of a limo ride. Rhonda says the limo was a birthday gift.
Mr. Niku, you have a limousine business, is that
Yes,
correct, sir? And it is your claim that the defendant hired your limousine for the purposes of schlepping herself and several relatives of girlfriends around for her birthday, that she used your services and then stiffed you for the bill. You want your money, $665.
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Pugh says it was a birthday present, right? Right. Are you a friend of hers?
No, not necessarily.
What does that mean, not necessarily? I never heard an answer like that. Are you a friend of hers?
No.
Had you ever driven her before?
Yes, I have.
How many times?
One other occasion.
Did you charge her?
Yes, I did.
So tell me what happened on the 5th.
Well, on the 5th, I went and picked her up
What time?
Paramount at 9 o'clock and drove them to
When you picked
Redondo
her
Beach.
up, was there anyone else at her house when you picked her
Oh,
up?
yeah. There was like at least 7 or 8 of them.
Men, women?
Ladies.
All ladies. So it was a
Yes.
ladies' night out, is that right, Miss Pugh?
Right, that's correct.
Okay, what birthday was it?
This year, 2003. What year was I born, or what are you asking?
What birthday were you celebrating?
Oh, my 18th?
More like 62.
32.
It's not so terrible. I would take that in a heartbeat. Okay, keep going.
I brought a bottle of champagne, which is we charge, and she had.
Mr. Niku, I have a question before
Sure.
you go on. Because you have a very calming voice,
Yes.
you know.
I'm a really calming
falling
guy.
Almost falling asleep. When was the first time you drove her?
Approximately.
Look at me.
A month and a half prior to that.
Mother's Day.
Okay. Between Mother's Day and July 5th, when you took her again, did you see Miss Pugh?
He took me again.
Shh. I'm not speaking to you.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Mother's Day to July 5th, you did not have any contact with her other than the phone call that she made for you to pick her up for her birthday.
Yes.
Is that correct, Ms.
No, ma'am, he's lying.
Sorry, so you saw him on Mother's Day.
Right.
And he drove you on Mother's Day.
Right.
And after that, when did you see him
Father's
again?
Day.
Father's Day. What happened on Father's Day?
I hired him again for Father's Day.
Oh, good. And you paid him?
Right.
Okay. When was the next time you saw him after Father's Day?
I think we were supposed to get together for drinks.
But you didn't?
Not sure.
Okay. Now, so you took him out for the evening?
And took him out to Redondo Beach, to this bar, and...
Could you pick up the pace a little bit, Mr. Naku? I just, you know,
well,
I have
I'm
other
trying to
things
get
do
to the
today.
details exactly
I don't need
what
details.
happened.
Just what time did you bring him home?
Like, by the time I got home, it was 3 in the morning.
And what did you do when you dropped them off?
All night, she's making passes at me, grabbing my private parts,
please,
which I didn't appreciate in public. When we got there, she invited me into her house. We had a couple of drinks at that point.
Okay, just a minute. She invited you into the house, and you went in and had a couple of drinks.
Yes.
So I imagine that you got over the fact that you were humiliated by her grabbing your private parts in public.
Well,
just a minute.
so.
I assume that you were getting... I assume, Mr. Naku, that you had gotten over that humiliation. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Enough so that you went inside and had a couple of drinks. And what happened after you had a couple of drinks?
So we had a couple of drinks, and we went to her bedroom. Before things got intimate, I tried to take care of the bill, try to take care of business first. So she gave me, I asked her repeatedly several times. She finally took out her credit card and gave me her credit card number for the payment. The clothes came off. A couple hours later, and it was time to go home because I could not find a credit card number anywhere.
Okay.
And then I asked her...
Just a second. I got the whole picture from your end. Okay. Picked you up at 9 o'clock, dropped you off at 3 o'clock.
9:45.
9:45. What was the arrangement as far as payment? How much an hour?
Like $50.
$50 an
I
hour.
normally paid in the past.
Okay. Did he come to your house?
Yes, he did.
Did he spend part of the night with you?
He came into my home, took off his clothes, and went straight to the bar.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, it was kind of uncomfortable.
Miss Pugh,
he got a little frisky, and I asked him to leave.
And did he leave?
Not right away. He was drunk. I paid him to leave. Well, I gave him my credit card information because I was ready for this to be over with. Now, originally when I talked to him and I asked him about...
So why do you say it was a birthday present? What makes you think
Right,
it's a
because
birthday
when I
present?
talked to him before, he told me not to worry about it. He said, it's your birthday. He comes to my house with champagne and with Iranian pastries and all this other good stuff. And, you know, so this is what he led me to believe, that it was a birthday gift.
You called him to set up 7-5.
Mm-hmm.
There was no birthday present.
No, I
You were
anticipated on paying him
right,
at that time.
Good. Okay, how much do you charge an hour?
$65 an hour, man.
All right.
And
how
it
many
clearly says on my business card.
Let me say, for the purposes of this case, that it was $65 an hour. And I will take your hours. You picked her up at 9. You dropped her off at 3. That's 6 hours. 6 times 65.
Yes. Comes up to $3.90 and $50 for the bottle of champagne.
Forget the bottle of champagne. Who ordered champagne?
She
Something
did. She
cheap
ordered
from
champagne.
the... Oh, my God. That is so not true.
Just a second. I have $390. That's 6 times 65.
Okay, and they have a 20% gratuity for tips and beverages and gas and so on.
Is this your limousine?
Yes, it is.
Never combine business with pleasure, Mr. Naku.
I wasn't.
It's a
I was
very,
led into
listen to
it.
me, it's a
Ma'am,
very...
this lady thinks...
Listen to me very carefully. $390 represents 6 times $65 an hour.
Right.
You got your tip. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $390. That's all. Step
Your
out.
Honor.
What about lost wages, ma'am?
Parties are excused. Yes, this case number 491 on the calendar, the matter of Sutton versus Nicholson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
You know what's sort of interesting? The ladies come, they usually on that side, plaintiff's side, and they come with all the paperwork. On this side, usually the boyfriends. They come with nothing but a smile.
Travel lightly.
Is your attaché case on the ground over there? No?
No.
Well, I'm certain you're going to be very convincing.
Yes.
Miss, what?
I was just thinking to myself, he's got the truth on his side. That's all he needs.
Well, he's got something on his side. I fail to see it, but I'm sure it's there. You used to live with him?
No, he rented a house from my parents.
And you sometimes shared it together?
I was up there a lot, yes.
Enough so that you decided to get a credit card and give him one of the cards?
Yes, he had asked me to get him a card.
And you did that?
I did.
And by the time... And by the time the two of you parted ways, according to you, he had maxed out the credit card. And in addition, you made a loan to him to help him pay his taxes.
Yes.
The amount of...
$1,000. He was in trouble with the IRS, is what I was told.
Okay. Did she give you any money for taxes?
She did.
Was it a gift or a loan?
It was a loan.
It was a loan. Did you pay her back?
Yes.
How?
Cash.
When she gave you the $1,000, was it in check or cash?
It was in check.
Wouldn't you think it was smart to give her back the money the same way?
Your Honor, we were planning to get married in June of this year, and we shared finances.
You're telling me your whole story, your
I
whole
wasn't
major
planning-
thing here. I'm not interested. What I'm saying to you is, when did she give you the $1,000?
I don't know.
In 2004.
Do you remember what month? You would have the copy of the check.
I do have a copy of the check.
I'd like to see it, please. Tell me when you decided to get married, sir.
December 23rd of 2003.
So that when she gave you this in September of 2004, you were still planning to get married,
Yes, Your Honor.
right?
Yes.
When did you give her back the money in cash, sir?
It would have been the end of the month.
End of?
September.
All in one lump sum?
Actually, I believe it was 2 payments.
Give me the amounts of the 2 payments.
I want to say one was for $400 and the other was for $600.
Where did you get that money from?
Paycheck. I was paid on the 25th of every month,
Yes.
and it would have been from that.
And what did you do with your paychecks?
Deposit them at the bank.
So that you would have taken out this money, this $400 and $600.
Yes, Your Honor.
Lean down from in your attaché case, sir, and show me the withdrawal from your bank for $400 and $600.
I didn't think that would be credible evidence because it didn't state to who it went to.
It doesn't make any difference. It would have been some evidence that at the end of the month you took out $400 and $600, right?
Yes.
So instead of coming with some evidence, you come with no evidence.
Yes.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
Did he ever give you money for the taxes?
No, he did not.
No. Now, let's get to the credit card. Go ahead.
Well, I got a credit card, and he had asked me to get him a credit card in his name, so I did, and the limit was $4,000. He had been making payments the entire time, and then things started going sour, so he did make a $1,500 payment.
He did or he didn't?
He did.
When?
I believe it was in August. Yes, it was in August.
Is that before or after you broke up?
That was before. And then basically everything's just started going bad. He was gambling too much. He was charging my credit card with party poker on the internet, and it ultimately...
Why are you smiling at her?
What's that?
Did you tell him what I said?
Why are you smiling at her?
Because not everything she's saying is true, Your Honor.
Is anything that she's saying true?
Yes.
Did you use the credit card to play party poker?
When we were both there,
Both where?
playing party poker.
Did you ever play by yourself?
No.
Did you have a gambling problem?
No.
Did you gamble?
Well, yes, on party poker, Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a letter from him 2 days after we had broke up. He left it on my car, and it says he was going to Gamblers Anonymous.
Can I see it, please? He says he apologizes for his actions on Friday night. This was in October. He embarrassed you at your place of work. What did he do?
He came to my work. He got really drunk. I don't really want to talk about it, but he decided he was going to tell me he was going to commit suicide. I had to call the cops on him, and they took him to the mental health.
I'm starting Gamblers Anonymous, effective tonight at 7 p.m. in Ventura. Were you successful?
I never wrote that letter, Your Honor.
I do have another letter with his writing, talking about his anger problem.
You never wrote this letter?
No, Your Honor.
This is strange. Why would someone that you were engaged to sign his letter with love, Matthew Nicholson? That's strange. Okay, let me see another letter that you say you have that he wrote. Take out your wallet, Mr. Nicholson. Take out your driver's license. Not the same.
It was left on my card, and he called me that Sunday night, telling me he was at his meeting.
Give this to him. No, but the handwriting on this check is very similar to these letters.
No.
Similar. I'm not a handwriting expert, but similar. Give these back to the plaintiff, please. See? Am I fair?
Yes, Your Honor.
That doesn't mean you're going to be successful, but it means that when she tries to put something over on me, I'm going to put my heel on her throat. Don't ever do that again.
I swear I didn't write that letter.
Well, he didn't.
Okay.
I don't know who did, but he didn't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Kevin Jewelers.
That would be a pair of diamond earrings, which she still has in her possession, Your Honor.
Well, that was a gift. You didn't expect her to pay for a gift.
What's that?
What word didn't you understand?
And later today,
He proceeded to grab the bottle of rum and continue to pour it on his own. He started to show signs of inebriation.
Did you tell him to stop?
I said, yeah, slow down, big boy, you know.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Nikki Sutton says ex-fiancé Matthew Nicholson owes for credit card charges and a loan to pay back taxes. Nikki claims Matthew has a gambling problem.
Now, let me see the credit card stuff. I want to see some of the things that were charged, please.
This is the entire year that the credit card was charged. I have paperclip the statements I have received back from the merchants with his signature on them.
He doesn't deny that he used the credit card. He said that she used it for things like buying furniture for the house, which you kept, going out, dinners, all kinds of things. So
Your
let's
Honor.
see.
I used my other credit card to buy the furniture for the house.
Just a shh. Who has Allstate insurance?
That'd be me.
Well, this is your bill.
Yes.
That's not a joint bill.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Who works out at LA Workout?
I work for the company, Your Honor.
You work for the company. Well, that's yours,
Yes, Your Honor.
right?
Yes.
Total Eclipse Professional. What is that?
I do not know, Your Honor.
I believe that was for his tenting on his windows.
That sound right?
Yes, Your Honor. She said she was paying for that.
Well, she didn't. You did on the credit card. How about Urban Home? What is that?
I know what that's for. That's the bar that he has in his house that he split with the other roommate.
That sound right to you? It's easy enough to find
Sure.
out.
Yeah, I imagine it is, Your Honor.
Well, so that's your bill, right? I'm just picking some of the big ones.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Secret Garden Florist. When's your birthday?
March.
Did you have a fight or something in September?
I don't recall, but there is a...
Secret Garden Florist. Did you ever send him flowers?
No.
Did you ever send her flowers?
Occasionally.
Well, you don't expect her to pay for her flowers, do you?
Now I do.
No. Kevin Jewelers, $749.99 back in December.
That would be a pair of diamond earrings, which she still has in her possession, Your Honor.
Well, that was a gift.
It was
You didn't
Christmas.
expect her to pay for a gift.
What's that?
What word didn't you understand?
No, I don't.
Well, then that's your bill. That's so far the biggest bill that's here.
Probably is, Your Honor.
You see where I'm going on this, sir?
I'm following you. She was paid cash for a lot of the stuff.
Show me.
I can't. If I
Well, and that's your problem, quite frankly, sir. What's Adelphia?
Cable company?
$254?
for the house that I was living in.
That
which
you
she
were living
shared.
in?
Correct.
That it was your house?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who has a Verizon wireless bill?
I have a Nextel phone, Your Honor.
He had Verizon. I have proof that I paid my Verizon bills with checks. I have them all.
You have them all?
I have them all.
Good. You see what happens when you come prepared? What's the balance on the credit card?
The balance comes over $4,000.
Miss Sutton, the only thing I don't like about your case, even though it's very well prepared, are those letters. However, maybe it's possible somebody else wrote them, not you. Possible, but not probable. Mr. Nicholson, you have to pay your debts, sir. She gave you $1,000 to pay your taxes. You have to pay that, and you have to pay these bills that are on the credit card. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm just glad it's over. I don't have to deal with her anymore, and I can move on in my life.
We were planning on getting married, but the evil side of him came out.
Now that this is done, I can completely forget about her.
There is no animosity. I hope he has a great life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Dowling versus Shelley. Step forward, please.
Artist Megan Dowling is suing computer support technician Keith Shelley for the cost to fix a marble table. Megan says the table was damaged when a drunken Keith fell on it.
Miss Dowling, according to your complaint, Mr. Shelley, while in your home, broke a table, an antique table of yours.
Correct.
You want him to pay to have it repaired. Now, how do you know Mr. Shelley?
He's an employee of a friend of mine.
How did it come about that he was at your home?
Well, I had gone over to my friend's place of employment. He owns a warehouse where he works, and Keith was working there. And the friend brought out a bunch of wine after work, and we were sipping wine, and we all went to dinner after that.
So first you were drinking at the warehouse?
Correct.
How long did that drinking last at the warehouse?
Oh, about 45 minutes.
After you finished drinking at the warehouse, you all went out for dinner. How many people went out for dinner?
4.
Raise your hands. 1, 2. Either of you there? Raise your hand if you all went out for dinner.
No, I wasn't there. I'm sorry.
Who do you live with?
I had a roommate, this gentleman over here, Bill Gaylord, who's a witness.
Were you there when this happened with the table?
Yes, I was.
But you had not been out for dinner with them?
No, I have not.
So first you went out for dinner, 4 of you. And how long was dinner?
Pretty short. It's about an hour.
Did you drink?
I think I had a half a glass of wine.
Well, you had been drinking at the warehouse.
I had a glass of wine.
Okay. How did Mr. Shelley end up back at your house?
I invited my friends and Mr. Shelley for a postprandial cocktail.
A what?
A post-dinner cocktail, a nightcap. I had some very excellent rum, and I thought I'd introduce them to...
And what time did you get back to your house?
Oh, I don't know, approximately 8.
But none of the other friends took you up on it, only Mr. Shelley, according to your complaint.
They originally were going to come over, but then they decided to not come after all.
And Mr. Shelley came over?
Correct.
And you gave him some of this wonderful rum?
Right.
What'd you drink?
I had some rum.
How much?
Oh, I don't know, about 2 drinks.
What about Mr. Shelley?
Well, he originally said he was going to have just 1 drink and then go. And I said, that's fine. I don't really want to share a very expensive, an entire bottle of rum with you.
Did you say that to him?
Yeah, yeah. And so I poured us both a glass of rum, and he finished it, and he proceeded to grab the bottle of rum and continue to pour it on his own. And I was getting a little irritated.
Did you tell him to stop?
I said, yeah, slow down, big boy, you know, because he started to show signs of inebriation.
So you told him to slow down, but you didn't tell him to stop.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Megan Dowling says one-time acquaintance Keith Shelley owes for breaking her marble table. Megan says Keith fell on it when he was drunk.
When did you get home that evening, sir?
I got home about 10, maybe 15 minutes before the incident.
Why don't you step up here? Tell me your last name.
Gaylord.
You rent a room, share an apartment?
I was subletting a room from her at the time, yes.
Tell me what you saw when you came home.
They were sitting down together, having a drink.
And?
He was getting up just about to leave, and I was going to see him to the door, so I headed towards the front door, and the moment I had turned the back is when I heard the crash.
So he fell over a table?
More on it. So, large marble, heavy marble top.
He wasn't hurt, was he?
To the best of my knowledge, no.
Go ahead.
I also had told Keith to stay at my house a little longer before he left because I saw that he was a little inebriated. And I said, either you stay here or you take a cab home, but I'm not letting you drive like this, so.
Right, because you know what could happen?
I could get sued and he could hurt people.
You're right.
Yep.
You could get sued if he drove and hurt people.
I'm well aware of that.
Because you served him alcohol in your house.
That's correct.
So if you know, Miss Dowling, that if you serve someone alcohol in your house and they become inebriated, and if they go out and if they get into their car, and if they injure somebody, you can be liable, right?
Yes.
Why don't you think you're liable for your own table?
Well, I detained him.
You can sit down now, sir. What you're claiming is that he was drunk and fell on your table. Well, that's what you said here.
Yeah, but I detained him for a couple of hours before he got up and decided that he was going to leave. And I said, are you sure you're okay? And he says, yeah, I feel fine. And he by all accounts...
That's what every drunk says when they get behind the wheel of a car.
Well, but he looked fairly lucid. And
just a minute, so he looked okay to you?
Well, I didn't give him a field sobriety test, but, I mean...
All right, Mr. Shelley, let me hear your version of these events, sir.
The way the coffee table and the couches are, it's like an L couch, and the coffee tables don't leave a lot of room for regaining one's balance when if you lose your stepping. Right there at the corner of the coffee table, the rugs, there's like rugs on top of the wall-to-wall carpeting. And I tripped on that. That could have happened whether I was drinking or not. And as I started falling, she starts yelling at me. Nothing about, are you okay? Just as I'm losing balance, she starts yelling. And of course, I went down on the table. It was some kind of antique thing, I'm really sorry that that happened, but...
Well, let me ask you this question, Mr.
Sure.
Shelley. because I believe that you're probably sorry it happened, and I believe that Ms. Dowling is partially responsible. Did you ever say to her, listen, let me split the cost of fixing this table with you?
I don't recall exactly, you know.
Let's say, put your hand down, Ms. Dowling. Let's say you didn't say it at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Would you think that that's reasonable now?
That sounds reasonable now.
You had a little too much to drink?
Yeah.
She served you a little too much to drink?
It was right there on the coffee table.
Maybe if she served you a little too much to drink.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with that, Miss Dowling?
Well, first of all, the minute I saw that he was inebriated and he was grabbing the bottle and helping himself, I confiscated the alcohol.
Listen, you were probably
And
three sheets to the wind yourself. You had started to drink at 5:30 in the afternoon. You were still drinking at, according to him, 10 o'clock at night, and according to you, you were still drinking rum. You had a rum with him.
I don't think 4 drinks over 5 hours.
You don't know whether he had 4 drinks or 14 drinks. How much did it cost to fix the table? And do you have a bill?
$500.
You have a bill? Mm-hmm. Let me have it.
Your Honor, I'd also like to say he went home later on that night. These guys poured him into a cab. They had to physically force him into a cab. And he never came back to get the table.
He shouldn't have come back to get the table. You're going to pay half the table, and he's going to pay half the table.
I attempted to ask him to
Isn't that
bring...
right, sir? Because you think that that's just reasonable. You're a big grown-up. You're going to take a certain amount of responsibility for what you do, right?
Yes. Yes, I agree. Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. Now, if I could only get Miss Dowling to take similar responsibility on her own, I would be a happy person today. But since I am not able to do that, I'm going to have to do it for her. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $250.
Fixed on the calendar in the matter of Reed versus Fishback. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Mr. Reed, you and Miss Fishback had a relationship and you have a child together. How old is your child?
She'll be 2 in July.
According to your complaint, you had some sort of an altercation with Miss Fishback and you separated.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Fishback, don't laugh.
I'm not laughing.
Good.
Okay.
And in retaliation, she went to your home. She really broke into your home, according to you. She got your keys and broke into your home. She poured bleach all over your clothes. She also tried to poison a pet snake of yours by putting bleach in the water. And you claim that she has continually harassed you and even assaulted you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll let her tell me about her defense. You tell me when you separated, sir.
Shortly after our daughter was born.
That was 2 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
When was this incident with the clothes?
The incident with my clothes happened in February of last year.
Tell me about it.
Prior to this, you know, we had a daughter, and...
Could you keep up? First of all, speak up and faster, because I have other things to do today.
I'm sorry.
Where are you from?
Georgia.
Things are slow in Georgia. I'm from Brooklyn. Things are speeded up a little.
Okay. On the night in question, me and my roommate, we have college night, and we was going to the club on Thursday. We went to the club. Miss Fishback showed up.
And you had already broken up at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Shortly after, I noticed she departed, but didn't think anything of it. I went home. My roommate went to his room. I went to mine, and I went in my closet, and I noticed there were spots all over my clothes, so I immediately looked to the ceiling to see if stuff was coming from the ceiling, because I didn't know where it was from.
And you noticed that your clothes were full of bleach?
Yeah.
You could take out one piece. You don't have to show me the whole thing.
Well, here's a sweater.
Okay, good.
And,
Clear. All right, Miss Fishback, you want to tell me why you poured bleach on his clothes?
Well, I poured bleach on his clothes because I found out that he was sleeping with a so-called friend of mine, but she turned out not to be my friend because she was sleeping with him.
Why didn't you pour bleach on her clothes?
Yeah, that's not...
Shh. I asked you a question. She was your friend.
She was, yeah.
Just listen to me. You poured bleach on his clothes, and you weren't together with him anymore. So he wasn't betraying you with sleeping with somebody else.
Yes, he was.
Your friend was betraying you if she was having...
Well, her too. Well, we dealt with her later.
How did you deal with her later?
Well, just with talking about it and let it be.
That's not true.
That is true.
Listen to me. Don't speak.
Yes.
Now I'm asking Miss Fishback. How did you deal with your friend later?
Well, we...
Who's we?
Well, not we, but
Could
myself.
you look at me? Look at my... Listen to me. Look here.
Okay, well, we talked about it, and she lied. And
So
I
what
found
did you
out she
do?
was lying. Then we talked about it some more, and that was it. I didn't do anything.
Well, so my question
didn't
to you, Miss
fight her, I
Fishback,
didn't
pay
touch
attention,
her.
pay careful attention.
I didn't hear what you said.
Pay, because you keep talking.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
So what you have to do is pay attention.
Okay.
If your friend betrayed you, then you deal with your friend by talking. Now, you went into his room, because there wasn't even a question. I didn't ask you, did you do it? I said, why did you do it? Now you can tell me why you don't think you're financially responsible for it.
Because we...
Look over here.
I paid for some of those clothes.
So?
That were bleached. So
So?
they were mine.
They weren't yours.
Okay.
So, how much are the clothes worth, sir?
Well, there's no real way for me to...
Well, tell me what they are. Why don't you take them out? Let's take a look at them. How many sweaters? How many pants?
Well, I have in my police report that I filed an estimated number. There were some things left out that I just recently found.
You should have found them when you filed the police report in February of 2002.
It was the only thing that was left off was my leather jacket that my mom bought. It was in the very back of my closet. And from what I seen, you can't see it because it was sprayed from the back side of
You
it.
should have had a needed closet. Let me see another article of clothing.
This is the jacket I'm talking about. And
Let me see another article of clothing. Nice clothes. How many shirts altogether?
I have 23 shirts.
Go ahead. What else?
14 pair of pants.
How many?
14 pair of pants.
You got 14 pairs of pants, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Now tell me about the snake.
Well, Miss Fishback did purchase a snake for me on my birthday.
That's a gift. What did you do to the snake?
It was in my cage. I didn't know at first, but then I have a...
Well, why don't we let Miss Fishback tell me what she did to the snake? What did you do to the snake, Miss
I
Fishback?
poured bleach in her tank.
You mean all over the tank?
No, just in her water bowl.
Why did you do that?
Because he doesn't need to have her.
You have custody of this 2-year-old child?
I do.
I would question your ability to parent a 2-year-old child.
Are you sure about that?
I am absolutely positive about that, madam, and I have more experience than you have years.
Okay.
Because if you are vicious enough, because you're in a snit over somebody sleeping with your old boyfriend, to try to kill a living being, then as far as I'm concerned, you should not have custody of a child.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you on medication?
No, I'm just sitting here listening to you. I'm waiting for you to tell me what I better learn.
You better learn to grow up.
And later today,
When did you leave the band?
The first week of May, when I found out that the defendant was messing around with my girlfriend.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ricky Reed says ex-girlfriend Tia Fishback bleached his clothes, tried to kill his pet snake, and assaulted him.
I sat in family court for a lot of years. Pouring bleach on his clothes, I can understand. I don't count that, and he's going to get paid because you had no right to do it. But I could understand somebody getting that angry and saying, I'm going to cut the pants in half, or I'm going to pour bleach on you. I mean, this is not the first bleach on your clothes for a long time. I mean, it's an almost standard retaliatory mood.
It's more than that, though. It's more of taking responsibility for your child that, you know, he doesn't come pick up, fought so hard
That has
for
nothing to do with the snake,
I'm
you
at
fool.
home. Well, it does.
You're a fool. It has nothing to do with the snake. If you wanted him to act more responsibly with his child, you think that you're going to teach him to act more responsibly with his
that's
child
his
by
decision.
poisoning
He's
his
grown.
snake? You're
buy
some
it.
idiot.
All right.
Good. That's what you are. You're an idiot. And Mr. Reed, you want to be a responsible parent?
Yes, ma'am.
She acknowledges she tried to poison an animal to get even with you for sleeping with a girlfriend. I would question whether she has the ability to parent a child if she can do what she acknowledges that she did. Damaged clothes, harassment. You want to tell me about the harassment, Mr. Reed?
Well, there's been several occasions where Miss Fishback has harassed me. Actually, there was a altercation when she stole my credit card and made purchases on my credit card.
Where did she take your credit card from?
out of my truck.
How many charges did she make on it?
She made phone calls to her mom and her aunt and to other people. The charges came up to like $100 and something.
Why'd you do that?
Because actually I just had the phone, I had the credit card in my possession, but I just used it and I paid his mother back for that, and I paid for that already.
When you say you had it in your possession, where did you get it from?
Out of his truck, like he said.
Mm-hmm. How often do you see your daughter?
She
Look at me.
She lives right around the corner. I see her, if not every day, every other day.
Okay, so you see her pretty regularly.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do, Ms. Fishback?
Right now, I have a job at a customer service representative, better yet. There we go.
What does that mean?
Meaning...
Look at me.
Customer service.
I don't know what that means. Who do you work for? Give me the name of the company.
Macon County Greyhound Dog Track.
What does she do for a living?
Nothing.
That's what I do.
Actually, she just, you know, she's there bothering me. That's why we have all these problems.
You picked her.
You're right, I did.
You picked her.
But, Your Honor, she wasn't like...
Then you don't have a problem. You created a problem. Mr. Reed, you know, I have a certain amount of sympathy for you because I think she's nutty. I really think she's nutty. So I have a certain amount of sympathy for you. But, you know, until you're really sure that this is going to be an it, you just bought the whole farm for the next 18 years or so, and that farm isn't wrapped too tight. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
She has serious personality disorders. So you better watch it very carefully. In any event, I'm giving you a judgment in the amount of $2,500 for your clothes, for the harassment. Madam, you better learn to... Look at this. There is some... Are you on medication?
No, I'm just sitting here listening to you. I'm waiting for you to tell me what I better learn.
You better learn to grow up. Okay. You made a child with somebody when you were not married, so you had no commitment. He wasn't going to be your knight in shining armor. That you can't seem to get through your head. Okay. Leave him alone. Try to be a good mother as long as you have custody of this child. That is your primary responsibility. And start to put a life together for yourself where you are engaged in some useful pursuit other than making trouble. Now do you understand? Yes. Good. Goodbye.
Oh, this is excuse. You may step out.
After all said and done, I knew I was wrong, but couldn't fix it.
Snakes can sense tainted food or water, and she didn't. Luckily, she didn't drink any.
He doesn't deserve anything. He shouldn't get it, but, you know, whatever.
I've had several charges brought up against her, and something always happens, and nothing's ever done, so I'm just ready to graduate and move on.
Broke heart, woman scorned, did damage. He'll get over it. Life will go on.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Woodside versus Thompson. Step forward, please.
20-year-old student Nathan Woodside is suing former bandmate, 20-year-old food deliverer Jaron Thompson for the return of his music equipment.
Mr. Woodside, you and the defendant were band members together. How many were in the band in total?
There's 4 in the band in total.
According to your complaint, you purchased some band equipment. When did you purchase the equipment?
Well, the bass that I'm suing for, I purchased last summer. I purchased it for myself. I'm also suing for 4 DJ speaker cabs that I bought on January 20th of this year. I'm also suing for a PV bass amp that I bought on February 2nd that I'm also suing for.
Of this year?
That's correct.
Okay. Can I see exactly what it is that you want back, sir? So you bought these items, the band used them. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you used them when you were with the band?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you left the band. When did you leave the band?
The first week of May, when I found out that the defendant was messing around with my girlfriend.
Is there any question, Mr. Thompson, that the plaintiff bought this equipment?
No.
Then why shouldn't he be able to take it when he left the band? Because you are keeping it from him.
Well, when he purchased it, it was for the band and intended for band use. And when he decided he wanted to leave the band, there's no reason that what was bought for the band should stay with the band.
Where is that written? In which testament? You're not his band anymore.
Well, he decided to leave on his own free will. No one told him he had to leave.
Of course. Just like he purchased this Equipment.
For the band.
Of which he was a member.
Right.
He is no longer a member of the band.
Yeah, because he wanted to leave.
Right. Listen, slavery is gone a long time ago. Indentured servitude has gone a long time ago. He's unhappy with the band.
Well, that's
Do you
his own
understand?
problem.
Of course. You know
I mean,
what your
he purchased
problem
the
is?
equipment for the band for us to use.
Listen to me. You have to give him back his equipment.
Well, I don't think I should have to.
Just my own information, just so that I can amuse myself for a moment. What makes a band?
A group of people that want to make music
How
together.
large a group?
Well, in this case, it was...
No, not in this case. What number is it that makes a band?
Any number is possible.
Could
a band
you
could
have
be
a
one person, a
Let me
band
ask
could
you,
be...
A band can be one person.
Right.
Well, that's an act. That's not a band. A band, I never heard of a one-person band. Give me an example, sir, of a one-person band. Somebody that Bird might know.
I hate it, but Dashboard Confessional. I don't know. They were a one-person act.
That's one-person act. I'm asking you to give Bird an example, because I'm an idiot when it comes to current musical groups. But Bird has teenage children. He might know the band that consists of one person. Give him a band that's two people.
Lightning Bolt.
Lightning Bolt.
Right.
Have you heard of Lightning Bolt?
Never heard of him.
They're really good.
Steely Dan.
Steely Dan's also good.
Steely Dan. How many people in Steely Dan's band?
That I don't know.
Do you know?
Two.
Two?
Two regular.
No. Two regular, but when he plays, is it just two people?
Well, he's got a lot of guest people.
The thing is, sir, let's say 3 people decide to leave the band, leaving just you.
Well, that's...
Shh. I'm smarter than you are.
Well, thanks.
I know that that's hard for you to believe, but I want you to trust me. I am smarter than you are.
Not saying anything.
Let's say the other 3 band members, he decided to leave because he believed you were messing around with his girlfriend, so he was distressed. Somebody else gets an opportunity to go play with Steely Dan and says, I'm leaving Mr. Thompson because I'd rather go play with Steely Dan. And then the 3rd one leaves to go play with John Ford Coley.
Him too.
Good? Him too?
Oh, yeah.
Did you think I knew that name?
I didn't think you knew.
I did. All right? Leaving only you left. And under your theory, because you can have a band that's made of one person, they should leave all the equipment that they bought with you.
No. That's
Good.
That's
so
a
then
different,
we are together.
It's a different case because since he's the only person leaving the band, the rest of us are still together. Now, if
No, listen to me, Mr. Thompson. You're not following my example, sir. The band was composed of 4 people. You may choose to keep the rest of the 3 of you in your new band that only is 3 people together. And if another person leaves, you may choose to stay together with your new 2-man band. But the band of which he was a part is no longer in existence. It's gone because he left. And he was a piece of that band, and he gets to take his equipment with him. So within 5 days of today's hearing, in the company of a police officer, if you need one, sir, I will prepare an order that you will retrieve your property. Do you understand?
I would like to know if it's still in original condition, because I know he's very rough on equipment.
Let me explain something to you, sir. He may be very rough on equipment, but you are getting your equipment back. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Perfect. 5 days from today, we will cut the order. Clear, sir?
Well,
is it clear?
There's a little bit of a problem.
There's no problem. Is what I just said to you in English clear, Mr. Thompson?
It is
he
clear,
gets
but...
his equipment back in 5 days. Get him out of here. Miss Buxton, from what I gather in your complaint, you were starting a business that involved making some purses and making clothes. You met the defendant and decided to retain her firm to do some PR work to get your company off the ground. You retained her for 2 or 3 months. You paid her several $1,000s, and you weren't really too happy with the results, except that at some point towards the end of that 3-month period or into the 4th month, she did get a spot for your products on the radio. Now, I don't know how that works because there's something you have to visualize, but assuming that they were going to talk about how beautiful your purses were. And you were supposed to get some of your product down to her office in order to do this PR event. You were angry because the defendant said, listen, you sent them down by Greyhound. We don't have anybody to go and get them. You should have sent them by UPS, FedEx, so that they came directly to our office or to the radio station. You got angry. You got on a plane, and you came down to her office. Okay, so tell me what happened when you came to her place of business.
We had an argument in terms of me stating I would like to get a check, a refund, for this full month of services that you're not going to be my publicist, which was from October the 8th to November the 7th.
So you went down there to get a refund. You were angry. So what happened?
I went into her office. The only thing I said was, when can you cut me a check? She actually told me she could not. I said, when can you cut me a check? She told me she couldn't. As we actually went back and forth, we both started raising our voices. She was screaming loud, telling me to shut up and sit down. I told her, when can you cut me a check? She said, I can't do anything. My attorney's not in the office. I said, well, can you give me something in writing? She said, no, I'm not giving you anything in writing. And again, arguing back and forth, when can you cut me a check? She said she would not. After I seen she wouldn't give me anything in writing, wouldn't give me a refund, I decided to ask her to give me my things. She went in and out of doors, slamming doors, picking up garments, came back, dropped my things on the ground inside a box, said, here you go. I said, that is not all. She said, yes, this is the only thing I have here in the office, and I left.
And how much had you paid her?
$2,125.
Did you have a written contract for that period?
No, we did not.
Why not? You had a contract for the previous 3 months.
I just never signed the actual contract. I have a copy of it. It's not signed.
I'd like to see it.
Sure.
Effective October 6th and ending 3 months thereafter.
Our actual contract runs from October the 8th, though.
Not according to this. This contract should be for an initial period of 3 months, effective October 6th, so that actually you made a payment to her of $21.25, and that was the 10th of October is when this happened. So the unsigned contract had already been in effect for 3 days. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So 3 days into the new contract. Go ahead.
Just from that day?
Just that day.
Okay, so the way that it started was my staff member called me in the morning and said that the client wanted us to go down to Greyhound, which I expressed that's not something we do. We're a professional PR firm. We rep some very large clients, and I'm not a courier service. I don't run down there. It doesn't say that I do in my contract, and I wouldn't do that. That's an out-of-pocket expense that would normally be pre-approved from a client. So I said she needs to make those arrangements to get those bags into our office. She had more than a week to make that arrangement. Previous emails stated she was FedExing and shipping them to us. They needed to be there on the 10th. My staff member expressed this to the client, who apparently became angry with her. I came into the office, called her on the telephone. She became irate on the telephone. She was yelling and swearing to the point where I had everybody in my office standing behind me saying, you know, are you
Don't
okay?
tell me what everybody was saying.
And I said, I'm sorry, you're going to force me to hang up. I'm going to have to hang up the phone now. You're not letting me finish. I'm going to hang up the phone. Hung up the phone. 2:30 in the afternoon, or 3:30 in the afternoon, I actually wrote her an email saying, wow, you know, that was sort of a silly conversation. I'm hoping we can get past this. Let's not miss this opportunity. Let's roll on. So at 5:30 in the afternoon, I was on the telephone with a colleague, and this person bursts into my lobby of my office, comes bursting right into my office, and she's yelling, and she's screaming, she's swearing, and she's in my personal space. And I'm a little alarmed, and I said to my colleague who was in the back room, I said, I think you need to call 911. She's screaming, she's yelling, she's following me around the office, really close to my personal space. It's getting more and more elevated. She asked for her belongings. I had to look for them because they were sent into different publicist office. Pulled all the belongings together. I said, look, you need to take your stuff and get out. She turned her baseball cap around backwards and started posturing, and I thought, oh my God, this lady's really going to hit me. I have never been in a fight. I was very nervous. I yelled for my colleague to call 911 again because it was seeming to take forever. I don't know how long the actual minute was, but it seemed to be forever. I actually picked up the phone and called 911 again with her standing right there because I was starting to feel maybe she didn't think there was somebody in the office or wasn't calling, so I called myself. They said they were on their way. I called my fiancé. I said, I need you to get over here. I'm just terrified right now. I told her, I said, look, you need to sit in the lobby and wait for the police. I'm going to go in my office. I turned to go into my office, and as I shut the door, she kicked and pushed the door, causing me to fall down over some boxes behind. I jammed my wrist and was very startled. And I think at that point she probably realized she'd maybe gone too far, and she just walked out of the office. And we ran and locked the door and waited for the police. And I was shaking, I was terrified, and for weeks afterwards, we kept the door locked. I have mostly females in my office. I kept the door locked. I was afraid checking.
It's not funny.
It's not funny. It's funny because she's not telling the truth.
Well, let me tell you something. You were angry enough to get on a plane. All the while that you were on the plane, which was how long?
1 hour.
1 hour, you were steaming. And I would say that you probably behaved very inappropriately when you got there. That would be an understatement.
Okay.
And she had every right to pick up the phone and call the police and say, someone is in my office. She's creating havoc in my office. She's screaming and yelling. I don't want to hear anymore. I told her to get her stuff and get out. She had every right to call the police. I would have called the police.
Okay.
If you misbehaved, you'd misbehaved. You got to learn you can't misbehave. You're in business.
Right.
So let's not talk about this false report because you misbehaved. And you went to her office and you frightened her and you frightened her employees and you didn't handle this in a professional manner. You handled it like a spoiled brat who didn't get what she wanted. Now, if you hired her and if you felt as if she wasn't doing a good job for you, then you shouldn't have even considered an additional 3-month extension on the contract. You did consider...
Well, that wasn't the case, though. She actually was supposed to pick up this package. It's right here in her contract. I have it highlighted.
Listen to me. You must have been satisfied with her services for those
Actually
3 months.
That's why she dropped her rate for me.
Well, $2,000 is a lot of money for a PR firm.
It was
for a new
$3,000.
business.
She dropped her rate.
I said $2,000 is a lot of money for a PR firm for somebody who's just starting a business.
Right.
That's a lot of money. You paid it, and you paid her $3,000 a month for the 3 months immediately preceding that.
Correct.
So it's clear to me that you look like somebody who is sharp enough not to have extended this contract for an additional month, even at a reduced rate, if you weren't satisfied with her first 3 months' worth of representation.
Well, the only reason I did is because she brought about 3 opportunities as our actual contract was ending. Now, all of a sudden,
well,
she brought
just a
these
second. How long do you think it takes? You think you walk into a PR firm and you give them $3,000 and all of a sudden your product takes off and you're number one, you know, in Fashion Weekly?
No.
It doesn't happen like that.
No.
There's a slow build-up. So after 3 months, if she gets you 3 opportunities, that sounds to me like it may be worth your while.
But
I don't know about that. All I know is you thought enough of her service to extend your contract for another 3 months, and you did so by sending her a check for the first month, and the opportunity that she had for you was in that 4th month with the radio station.
The opportunity was in the 3rd month. It was in the month where I was about to end.
When was the radio spot? What date?
In September. I have the email for it. September, along with other spots.
It was October 10th.
It was in September.
What? No, that's impossible.
Then why would we need
Just
to
a
I have the
second.
email.
It's impossible. Listen to me. Miss Buxton, when did you send the pocketbooks down? When did you ship them?
October 10th. She told me about
So
the
listen.
opportunity.
You shipped them October 10th.
Okay.
You're telling me you shipped them October 10th for a radio spot that was supposed to take place in September?
She gave me the opportunity in September. She sent me the opportunity.
That's not what I said.
What did you say?
I said the opportunity was in the 4th month of the contract, not when you were notified of the opportunity. I said the opportunity was in the 4th month of the contract.
Okay.
Anything else you want to tell me?
Yes. I do want to let you know that right here in her contract, Juliet was supposed to pay for the carrier service. She actually breached her contract by not paying for that. And that was why I resulted in ending her services on that Monday.
I'm going to see what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
I went ahead and
10 mileage.
I
That
went-
is average.
Just a second.
Sorry.
I want to see what she's talking about. I can read.
I went ahead and highlighted it for you.
I can read. Long distance includes carrier charges, MME.
Yeah, that's long distance. Long distance carrier.
Long
Telephone.
distance includes
Correct.
carrier charges,
Correct.
the long distance carrier.
Correct.
Whether you should have picked this up or not, I mean, I don't know why you would send something by Greyhound anyway.
It needed
I mean,
to-
that's,
you know what? It needed to-
Just a second. I don't know why you would send something if you were being responsible and if you knew you had this thing on the 10th. Why didn't you send it on the 9th or the 8th overnight by FedEx so that they would be there? FedEx, UPS.
I did overnight it.
What?
I did overnight it. I sent it that Sunday.
But you didn't send it to a place where it was going to be received.
I got it there the earliest as possible that Monday morning.
No. You sent it to another location.
That's what the local gas is for. It's in the 125.
I'm asking you why you didn't, like most people...
Because the purses weren't ready. The sewing company was doing additional...
Oh,
they
so
were-
you... Just a second. So you weren't ready. The 4th month of the contract had already been started. She is not obligated to give you back any money. She had, in fact, booked something for you to do on the 10th. I think that you behaved very badly on the 10th when you came to her office. I think she had an absolute right to call the police because you frightened her. For some reason, you find your appearance here today amusing. I don't think that you behaved in an amusing fashion. You didn't
It's
behave...
not. It's her story that
You
she's
didn't
telling.
behave professionally. No, it's common sense. It's common sense that you were stewing, that you were fuming when you got on that plane and came down to her office for an hour. You were stewing that hour on the plane. You didn't walk into her office in a professional manner. You walked into her office loaded for bear. And because she didn't cut you a check at that point, there was A lot of yelling, a lot of bad language, a lot of slamming doors. It was not a pretty picture, and it was something that should have been handled far more professionally by you, not by her. If you're going to be in business, you have to handle things professionally.
She actually was screaming and yelling and cussing. She
didn't come to your house. She didn't come. Listen to me.
She hung up in my face, though.
She didn't hang up in your face, madam. She hung up on you because you were screaming.
She was screaming as well, though.
Miss Buxton. Okay. If you want to have a business and you want to be a successful business person, you got to learn to control your temper. Sometimes things go smoothly and sometimes they don't. Okay. I am certain that you were not happy with the ladies or the gentlemen who were sewing your pocketbooks that didn't have them ready on time. That be a fair statement?
Probably so, but it was on time. I have an email stated, as long as I got the bags in there by the 10th of October.
Where, into the Greyhound bus terminal?
That is correct.
You have an email that says, as long as your purses arrive at the Greyhound bus terminal by the 10th, it's sufficient time?
Not by Greyhound,
right.
But in
That's what I'm saying to you.
Her 125 was for gas and local mileage.
How much was the plane ride to Los Angeles?
It was $200.
Money not well spent, madam. Your case is dismissed. Mr. Carvello, how old are you, sir?
25, ma'am.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a bouncer at a bar.
And how long have you been doing that?
Approximately 8 months.
What did you do before that?
I was working part-time, just odd jobs.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Police officer.
What are you doing in order to train yourself for that?
Just taking classes right now, going through schooling, extra schooling.
What extra schooling? Don't play with me. What extra schooling? You need a bachelor's degree or an associate's degree?
You don't need neither for...
So what classes are you taking?
Just side criminal justice type classes.
Where?
Community college.
What courses are you currently taking?
Administration of justice.
Yes.
And law classes.
How many classes are you taking?
2.
Administration of justice.
Yes, ma'am.
What else?
Introduction to law.
Okay. You met the plaintiff. According to you, she made a gift to you of a plane ticket.
Correct.
She says it was a loan. She wants her money. When did you meet her, Mr. Carvello?
I believe it was late October, early November.
And what did you need a plane ticket for?
The plane ticket was for a trip to Phoenix, Arizona.
For what?
Just to go along with a friend for a weekend trip.
Why were you going with your friend to Phoenix, Arizona if you couldn't afford to go?
He was going to see some family, and I wanted to go along with him.
Well, why were you going, sir, if you didn't have the money to go?
Just to accompany him. Have a weekend
You
away.
didn't have the money to go!
That is correct.
So what did you do?
I mentioned the situation to Samantha.
Well, what did you say when you mentioned the situation, Mr. Carvello?
I told her I had a friend of mine going to Arizona, and I'd like to go with him. The plane ticket was a little bit of money, and I didn't quite have it. And she had offered to...
No, the plane ticket was a little bit of money. We're talking about words. Plane ticket was a little bit of money.
Correct.
Did you tell her how much money?
Approximately, yes, I did give her a range.
Well, did she give you a range of money, or did she buy the ticket?
No, she gave me a range of money, Your Honor.
What range of money did she give you?
$325.
How much was the plane ticket?
I believe it was about $300.
Well, Mr. Carvello, you just told me a moment ago that you didn't quite have the money for the plane ticket. How much did you have?
I couldn't afford it.
No, that's not what you told me. You told me that you told Miss Seri that you didn't quite have it, which would suggest to a person of reasonable intelligence who wants to be a police officer that you had most of it, but you were short a little bit. So how much did you have?
Maybe $100. Some spending money, maybe.
You get where I'm going?
Vaguely.
Now, when did she give you the money, sir?
I believe it was around the middle of November.
What date?
Right around the 15th, I believe.
And you went when to Phoenix?
Towards the end of the month. I believe the 23rd, 4th.
Between the 15th and the 23rd, did you see Miss Seri?
Yes, a few times.
When did you finally decide that she wasn't for you?
It was a little bit after I returned from the trip.
So right after she gave you the money?
You could say that.
Mr. Carvello, we don't like amoral bums to be on the police force, sir. Amoral bums belong doing other odd jobs. You have a copy of the check? Yeah. I'd like to see it, please. Mr. Carvello, you're really very fortunate that I'm not wiping up the floor with you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, because if you're in a committed long-term relationship and somebody wants to be nice to you and make a gift to you of some money for something that is a non-essential thing, like joining a buddy to go on a weekend, I can see maybe in that kind of a relationship there's give and take. But if she gave you this money, and shortly after her giving you the money, according to her, she went into the bar where you work and you totally ignored her. Is that what happened?
We went out together, another bar where he doesn't work, but then after that was completely rude, and then I had no more contact with him.
then it seems to me that what you do is you say, I'm going to give you back the money, even though we didn't have a time frame or whatever. But this was, in fact, a loan. He did say he was going to return it to you.
Yes, he did.
When did he say he was going to return it to you?
In about a week.
Yeah. Mr. Carvello, either you have to do something to buttress your moral fiber, sir, or you have to pick a different profession.
Sure.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $325. Would you do me a favor? Find him the door.